Well, I see 6 of you. How's it going, guys? Just waiting on Emerald or someone else to come on up. So hopefully someone comes up that can do the StreamYard link. Hi, Kim. Hey, Butch. I figured out how to see if I can do this. Figured out how to live stream from my phone. And I can't. Hey, Zach, how's it going, buddy? There. I'm not Ryan, unfortunately. Let me try real quick there, Butch. It'll let me type it in. Oozing out blood. Yeesh, that does not sound good, Zach. That doesn't sound good at all, buddy. Aha! Did it. Hey, Huckleberry. How's it going? There's a link if anybody wants it. I don't know that I can do it again, so hopefully everybody gets it now. Oh. I know who you are then. And you know I'm not Pat. Sorry, I'm talking to somebody in YouTube too. Miss you too, Kim. Haven't seen you on for a while. If it's oozing, if it's blood, just regular blood, it's probably not too bad. But if it's like any clear fluid coming with the blood or watered down blood or anything like that, but it could just be the natural healing process. Is there any red around the incision or anything? But I'm not a doctor. Also, it'd be a good idea to talk to a doctor.
I have.
Hey, Butch. Sorry about that.
No, it's good, man. How you doing? Nice.
Good. How are you, man?
Sing. It's nice to talk to you again. I haven't talked to you in a long time, brother. How you handling yourself? What's the weather like there out in Colorado?
Oh, it's been hot here.
Yeah, has it? We've actually got great weather. It's like I'm in central Minnesota. It's 60 freaking degrees here right now. It's awesome.
We drop down at night, but we've been hitting hundreds, 90s
Oh, really?
Sunday,
Sucks.
Sunday we only got to, I think we only got to like 84, 85. So that was a nice cool day.
84, 80. I mean, I think it hit 75 here today.
Wow.
We went for the river stream and the garden walk today. Me and Miss Miriam and Aaron the tires
Oh,
and
nice.
Randy. We went for a nice little walk today. I showed him around my town.
Very nice.
Aaron's here sitting alongside me, by the way.
All right.
Oh, Aaron.
We're hanging out together doing shots. And I'm
It
not
definitely
hammered.
sounds like Aaron.
I'm not hammered at what? Well, we need.
Dear Butch needs 3 more shots. I need 3 less.
Do you need proof?
3 less. Yeah, I'd say you're right.
No, this fucker, he can't.
Look at he's a little swervy, but
Yeah, Aaron, you always need 3 less shots.
3 less shots.
Yeah, but Dear Butch, he needs 3 more.
I need 3. I need 3 more. I'm gonna do. I've got some really good whiskey, Scotch whiskey, and I've got like one.
Do it.
Here, cheers. Sing.
That's the best whiskey I ever tasted right there. That he's gonna drink.
Here's to you. Here's to you, Sing, brother. Nice talking to you again. I missed you.
No,
Nice. Yep, you too. Huckleberry, it's called Dose and Co. DOSE and Co. CO. That's the collagen I use.
The warmer upper hander.
Hey,
I got accused of jerking off.
Got accused of.
I have Monica
Dear
for
Butch.
hostage.
Dear Butch, warm your hands up. I got accused.
I'm not blowing in his spit laden harmonica.
No, I had to wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and resolve an issue because I went.
He's talking in the back. Talking to the freaking mic, you douchebag.
Yes, but I was warming up my hands and I went out.
Oh, when you were your sleep stream. Yeah, when we everyone knew you were jerking off.
Yes,
Sorry.
it was funny.
I apologize because I know
What's this?
that's your Monica. Give us some fire in the bowl.
Do you got a joint?
Do I have a joint? No, fuck, I don't have a joint.
There's
I
a
got some
joint over
caramels.
there. There's a joint over there.
Hey, mediocre.
Douchebag. Hey, mediocre, how you doing?
You gotta give me a joint.
Mediocre came over on Thursday night and hung out with us. Hung out with me and Randy and Miss Miriam.
Behind the handle.
She's
There's
what?
a joint.
Behind the handle.
There's no
Right here? Roll your own, damn it.
I got roll.
All right. Sorry, I'm distracted by side people. Aaron the Tires is
I
Distract.
take it.
He's a big-
Everybody there is pretty well hammered. There's another one that's there talking on YouTube right now.
Not in the picture, and when she comes,
No,
back,
we're
she's gonna raise her voice.
I'm actually not really all that hammered. I'm just playing the part. I'm having a good time for sure. I'm a little loose. But I wanted to come and say hi to you guys. I haven't seen you sing for a long time. And I say you guys come on, so I wanted to say hi.
Huckleberry, be nice.
I'm not afraid to show my face either.
All right.
Hey, Zoom. Hey, Zoom. I gotta ask Zoom. Because we did a lot of pie smashing in the last few days. Just for
Good
Zoom.
pie, Zoom.
I got pie up my nose.
Zoom.
Aaron got pie up his nose. Miriam got pie up her nose. Fire in the ball. Microphone. We're just having
right
a
on.
good time. Hey,
Zach's throwing pies again.
we're kind of having a little Twitch party here, and yeah, I took like 5 days off for this, and
Nice.
we had a good time. We really did. We we did one night here, and then we went and picked up Aaron on Friday morning. And then we went up to my deer hunting land, and we hung up there and did some fireworks and several streams. And we had some fun. Then we went to the Steel Toe show on Saturday night. A little relaxing on Sunday, and this is not my normal night to stream, but I wanted to say hi to you guys.
Right on.
Cool.
Hi.
Fire in the pocket. No.
Huckleberry says, please no Monica.
Please no Monica. Wait. What? Huckleberry, why are you against Monica? Come on.
Yeah, he wants.
I never get Monica on my stream. Well, it's not my stream. This is your stream. So
Monica's a fictional character.
Monica is a fictional character.
Yeah. And
sorry,
she'll grace you.
we're having a side conversation. You can't hear him probably because he doesn't have a microphone. Until I get my studio set up, you need to speak.
Look, the dog.
You want to see?
The dog.
Come here. You want to see Randy's dog, Janice?
Janice
has been our guest. Janice has been our guest for the week. Janice is a sweetheart. Janice, you want to say something?
No. I got cool.
Janice is kind of shy.
All hail Janice.
All hail Janice.
Janice, good dog.
Doggo too, and Dookie and Janice got along great this weekend. So.
No, she behaved herself.
Yep. Oh, look at it. I get a hug. Oh, doggy hug. All right, doggy hug. See ya.
Yeah.
Kimberly, Kimmy says, hey, everyone there.
Hey, Kimmy.
Kimmy.
I'm not seeing Kimmy. I'm only seeing one set of comments. So
she's in YouTube.
My comments are
I only see the.
On my station. And that's the way I wanted it. I shut it down.
All right. Well, who?
My bedtime.
Where is everybody? Who wants to go on and take my place? Because I'm way past my bedtime too. All I wanted to do was say hi. You guys haven't seen me since what? A couple days ago.
I was hoping somebody else would come up.
I'm actually starting to laugh like Miriam now. Me and Aaron have worked out the Miriam laugh.
I think we got it.
I think we got it. Yeah. Cheers, brother.
I think we got her.
Here, my brother from another mother.
We got the Miriam laugh.
What did we do today? We went to a park. And looked at flowers.
It's 3 highs in a row, right?
We went to a park and looked at flowers. We came back here and did streaming all day.
Yeah, and I'm impressed with my stream. It's a beautiful thing.
Speak into the mic.
Supposed to be. People are like texting real nice and stuff.
I can't tell. No one can hear you. All right.
My stream ain't even running.
I know. All right. So,
by the way, if Miriam comes in mad, I'm the one that timed her out for that when she said "fuck y'all."
well,
we don't time people out.
I'm looking at stuff on the stream. So, are we willing to? Well, see, what I heard was Miriam is banned, not timed out.
There was there in YouTube on a different name.
Emerald.
None of my business.
Yes.
I don't care. I don't know. I didn't do it. I just don't care for people telling me to fuck myself pretty much.
All right.
So.
And I know. Between me and you, she was really disappointed because she loves us. She's a sick pat guy, and she's really.
I don't.
It's none of my business.
I don't want to even get involved.
I'm not, and same here. It's not to me to interject anything into that.
Yep.
Then she's heartbroken. That's it. So whoever hears it, I know zero of what's going on.
I'm good.
I'm gonna leave it alone because I don't want to. I don't want to touch that with the 10-foot freaking pool. I've dealt with Miriam when she's angry. I'm not gonna do that again.
Dude, you and her actually got.
And Miriam's a sweetheart. You just not know how to handle crazy women.
Yep.
And she's probably watching. She's gonna come out here and punch me in the face. Miriam.
How dare you?
Well, I don't know if she can watch. Miriam, if you're there, come on out and give me a good rate.
No, Miriam's cool.
Right cross.
I almost.
Go get him. Hey, where does?
I think
You're legit too, Zach.
Go get him. Hey, how you doing? Go get him. I'm interacting with you, dude. How you doing, brother? Dude,
I was gonna say I could have sworn that's what we're doing.
I did my last shot. Go get him, Fry.
I like this.
We do. Hey, when I'm here, I interact with chat as much as I can.
Did better.
Yeah, we try to. Sometimes it's a little hard when you get a lot of people going on up here.
Okay, so now there's two of us here. Okay, so me and Sing.
Got all their trim done.
Okay, so now me and Sing are up here. No, not you, dear Butch. The normal game. Go get him, Fry says. All right, so go. I'll challenge you. Go get him, Fry. You type in something that you want me to say, and I'll repeat it.
Yeah, go get him.
But I can't. I gotta stay within terms of service. Go get him.
And a lot of that depends on how many people are. A lot of that depends on how many people are up here. Dear Butch and I can keep up with chat because there's just two of us.
Right.
But when there's like 5 or 6 people, it makes it difficult because there's a big conversation going on. So it's not that we're ignoring chat. We try to keep up with you. It's just it gets tougher with more people on.
I know, and you're concentrating on chat. I mean, Sing, you're not adding much. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Shut off your chat. I'll talk to you.
No, we're good. I'm just I got a little side note here. Well, no, we'll be fine. No, I just came on to say hello. That's about it. And we can do whatever you guys want to do. You guys can do whatever you want to do. I got to crash pretty soon.
Right on, man.
I just wanted to stop. I saw you all alone. I'm trying to. Yeah, there's Miriam. Jesus Christ.
Thanks for timing me out, Singularity.
Tape. Knock it off.
Shit.
All right, fine.
Thanks for
Miriam.
me out, dude.
Miriam, you're timed out again.
Miriam,
you're timed out.
I know.
Time out.
Fuck y'all.
Time out.
Fuck y'all.
Oh, Kim says fire in the bowl.
Fire in the bowl.
All right, there you go. Hey, Loya. I mean, I'm getting the.
Does this guy give you?
I'm getting the contact high right now. So
I need to blow my nose.
the whole, no, zoom. All right, zoom.
Give me that joint.
No.
I'll give it Randy first.
There you go.
Randy.
Fuck.
Maybe give that to her first.
Dude.
Poor Butch.
Sing. It's been like this for 5 days now around this house.
Wow.
And I'm used to being alone.
B plus.
No.
Right on that.
Oh, you timed me out again. Piece of shit.
I feel for you.
Miriam, chill.
Time me out on Sigpat's channel. Stop timing me out.
All
right. Well, apparently I can't control her, so I'm. No, you're the one who's doing it. Shut up.
I give you guys a big baby.
I didn't say anything bad to be timed out. Stop it. You fuckers.
Fuck
right.
you, Jerry.
Right on, Butch.
Here, I'm gonna mute my.
Thank you. Yeah, I like Dear Butch. I like Aaron too. I wish I was still on Twitch, but Twitch just got to eating so much power out of my battery and everything, and it was clogging up so much. I miss going talking to Dear Butch and Aaron on their chats. I hated to leave. It just got, yeah. There's a lot of background stuff on Twitch, and that slows my phone down. So right now I just got YouTube. Poor Butch. Hey, mediocre. Right on, Butch. Tell when the games till the cops come. Right. Zach. Uh, hey, Don T. How's it going, man? Hey, Nightingale. Good to see you. That's definitely. I don't know if anybody else heard this, but I was watching the news, and I'm guessing it's legitimate. Sounds like Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago house got raided.
Canoes, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Canoe.
What's up?
Did you hear about that, Canoe?
What?
About it sounds like Trump's Mar-a-Lago or Mar-a-Lago, whatever, however you say it, place got raided by the FBI.
I need it, sweet.
No, I didn't hear about
I need
that.
my fucking deer hat on. It's the middle of
That's
summer.
Watching the news, it sounds like it just happened this evening. It's ongoing. He's in New York tweeting, or not tweeting, but sending messages.
It's a deer gangbang.
That's legit. That's pretty damn disturbing.
Mediocre, I did, yes. Absolutely. I'm non-combative tonight, and there's very combative people here.
Hi, Lisa.
Get your shit. You're all set.
Is she gonna leave now again, or what?
No, she's set.
Oh, she's going to bed. Okay. All right. Hey.
I can't start. Impossible. I did my 3 hours.
It.
My stint.
Hi, Lisa.
Your bush might have after hours.
I like all you people. I don't know why we have. I hate these fights between people. It drives me nuts. I'm not getting involved in it, but it just drives me.
I don't even want to talk about it.
No, I don't expect you to, but it drives me nuts because I'm sitting here listening to it.
Give me.
I don't want to hear any of it. Just everyone love each other. We're one big happy family.
Hey, Don. How's it going?
Fuck you, Don.
Oh, he's there somewhere. Oh, Don, your mic.
He's taken aback by my introduction to him. How you doing, brother?
I love you, Mr. Butch.
Love you too, Don. You're
Mr. Deer Skinner. You're my favorite tolerant liberal.
Wait, all right. Fuck you, Don.
Well, I mean, I've converted Singh, so he's no longer the opposition. He's come to the dark side. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it is what it is.
No, I like you guys. That's right. I like to come on, especially when I'm hammered. And I'm actually, I'm actually playing the hammered guy, because that's kind of my thing. I've had a couple drinks, but I'm really not. I'm just loosened up. That's all. So, I'll sit there.
3 more fucking drinks.
I'll sit there and go, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" Done.
Oh, I had 6 more drinks.
Yeah, it was, and no, I can play the straight guy too. I mean, Don, you know, I know you like to call me a liberal and stuff like that. You know, I'm not, and I like to give you shit. And, that's cool. No,
Because
Don, we
I'm
know
a
Don's.
scumbag.
He just calls me a liberal because I'm from Minnesota. That's all.
Well, and to be brutally honest with you, you're absolutely right. I do call you a liberal because you're from Minnesota, and it's because your brethren in Minnesota have shown themselves to be quite liberal over the last 12 to 18 months. What
Yeah, but-
with, you know, BLM and Antifa and burning shit down and defunding shit. And I mean, isn't Minnesota the birthplace of all that shit?
Yeah.
So I mean, dude, I love you to death. I got nothing but love for you, but you're surrounded. You're an island in a sea of well,
Hey,
No,
yeah, there.
I'm gonna get straight and frank with you one time, Don.
Yes, sir.
We're controlled by the major metropolitan areas in Minnesota. If you go look at the fucking red and blue map of Minnesota, most counties go red. It's every major city that where the tallest buildings are is where everything is fucked up in our state. And we're liberal. We follow California. We follow Portland. We follow Seattle. We follow San Francisco because we
Well, I
think
get that because
the real
everyone
thing to
else
do.
does too.
Our fucking
Every
governor-
other state on the planet is eat up with the same problem. The people in the city are liberal. The people outside of the city are conservative. Real simple.
Right. Oh, that's it. That's the problem, and that's why I live in outstate Minnesota. So when you call me
Yeah.
liberal, I know you're bullshitting me, and I get that. It's a fun thing that we do back and forth, but it still hurts. It still
Well, I'm
hurts.
sorry.
It's just a little bit.
You know what? I
Dude, don't stop
Okay.
doing it because your bit with me being a freaking liberal is hilarious. I love it.
no, I won't. If
I'll
it's
play it every
hurtful,
time.
I never want to be a hurtful kind of guy. Although I know I am sometimes.
The only way, dude, the only way it hurts is if you actually believe it. If you don't
No,
believe it,
I do
cool.
not. I do
All
not.
right, dude.
Let me go to the chat for a second. I got to shout out to
Don T, high
Dude, I
five.
love you.
High five.
Love.
High five.
Yeah, there's. Hold on. Yep.
There you go.
That one of those. I won.
dude.
How about a high one? There you go.
Our governor, the governor of Minnesota, called outstate Minnesota just rocks and cows. There's a driving force behind the fucking state is agriculture, and he called outstate Minnesota rocks and cows. Our governor is a piece of shit.
Haven't we all proudly been the fucking the downtrodden, the beaten, the fucking the flyover states, the deplorables? Haven't we all proudly worn that moniker for the last 4 years?
Fuck you, Jerry.
Fuck you, Jerry. Exactly. Fuck you, Jerry.
Jerry.
Lisa, hey, how are you? Kim, how are you? Kimberly, how are you? First name, last name, how are you? How are you? How are you? How
I
are
need
you? I gotta
either
throw out. I'm sorry.
I need
Go ahead.
either a come on or a fuck you, Jerry. Dude, you're on camera.
Dude,
Fuck you, Jerry, or come on.
dude, fuck you, Jerry. Sorry.
I'm gonna do a shot.
We're hanging out together. Me and Aaron. Aaron and Terry's mate. He might sell
Aaron needs to put some weight on. You need to feed
Tito's.
him better.
He might. Aaron might just abandon the bunker and come hang out with me. I got an extra room.
I know.
Shots.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sing is an ugly stick. Have you guys ever seen Sting sing? Because I don't know what Sing looks like. He could be an ugly stick.
I got the shit kicked out of me by an ugly stick. Yeah, I hit every
Oh, I've
branch
been
falling
beaten
out of
with
that
an
tree.
ugly stick. Yeah. I fell off under the tree one time.
I think
You can test me if you want.
I think your warehouse
Don't
better
leave
get
it light on.
off with me if I hire Aaron out from under him.
But he might want to come out here and stay
Much is an ugly state.
rifle range.
Oh, I'm
We're
so
just
sorry.
trying to do it.
Send her a card.
Weller's got to get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
Dude, he never went nowhere.
Mediocre says, if you live with the tires, your liver will hate you, Butch.
Right. You're good, son.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time keeping up there, Mr. Butch.
But what?
Right?
We're just here having a good time.
Dude, I'm on a cliff, right? Same
So
thing.
I've got a serious question, and I'm pretty sure it's new, or it's actual or like legitimate, because even Hannity was reporting on it just about an hour or so ago. It sounds like Trump's
It's true. The FBI did raid
Holy
Mar-a-Lago, and there's actually a Senate committee talking about that right now as we speak.
Okay, because that's like worse than Whitewater, man. That's like using the FBI to break into Canada's house.
Yep. That's right on up there, brother.
Let me use my.
We've now weaponized the Department of Justice.
Yeah,
Watch,
that's not good.
I say defund the whole motherfucker. Just take all the justice's money. Fire every one of the cocksuckers.
Fire the IRS people. Fire the
every one of them. Start with Ray and work down.
Watch my new background.
Levels, like fire the feathers.
Upload background.
Yeah.
Here,
Well,
I put it in
one
front
thing
of
about it, 86,000 new FBI agents. They are not. You don't need 86,000 new FBI agents to go after millionaires. They're coming after all the rest of us.
I know I'm still looking.
And I knew that if I got up on here, I would be talking about this to you, and I didn't want to do that because it's going to upset me, and I'm already upset enough. So
yeah, I'm irritated bad over that. So I'll go ahead and switch the subject.
Doing that,
So I will do the fire in the bowl for y'all.
Sit like it.
Brought to you by SausageGravyBiscuitFarms.com. See, I got you covered.
For all your seed needs, baby.
She is. We don't need to go there.
No, we do.
No, we don't.
Where did we go?
Oh,
Where did we go?
I don't think we do it here. Do you want to do it here? You want to talk about it? I'll set you on screen. You can talk.
I don't know anything.
I'm gonna poke that deer in the eye. That screen. I need a green screen.
I would rather do it on my lap. I would own up to it. Do it on my laptop.
Aaron's talking to me. I think we might have to go and deal with stuff.
Yeah, right on, man. I get it.
I understand.
What do you think? I think we should just go crash and just let them fight it out.
Take care, man.
I don't know what. You guys are going to go talk about batteries and stuff. And I think my background sucks.
That sounds like a personal conversation right there, buddy.
Your background is as good as the rest of our backgrounds. Why is it?
Yeah, I need the green screen. I need the green screen. You work on that. Boomer doesn't know how to. Hey, come on over. You can moderate for us. I'm the only sane person here tonight, and that's scary.
Yeah.
That is scary. No, I have to fucking work in the morning, Aaron.
I know.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It is scary to be the only adult in the room. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I never have that.
No,
Ever.
I'm bullshitting most of the time, but I think
Hey,
we're at a point where I need to leave, and we'll take care of a few things. And I wanted to just stop and say I love you, Don.
Love you, brother.
You guys are fantastic. I don't get a chance to talk to you very often, but I every time I can poke the fucking deer in the eye.
Poke the deer in the eye for us.
Poke. Hey, every time you get a chance, poke at the deer. All right. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Love ya.
Toodles.
Take care. Oh, I missed him. Well, shit.
Mr. Canoes, Mr. Singularity. Good evening, gentlemen.
How's it going?
It's another day in Happy Land. It sucked in the corporate world today because I had to deal with people that were stupid. And I'll just leave it at that.
I got tired of dealing with people that are stupid.
So it's over, but tomorrow is another day. And luckily, after tomorrow, I'll go into Vegas. I have a hotel room for 3 nights in Vegas. And I'll enjoy Black Hat and have a wonderful time.
Nice. Oh, that's tomorrow starts is when all that starts?
It does. Yes, sir.
Nice. Nice.
Your Butch is my boy. Yeah, boy, you wanted to start shit. You didn't bet. Call a cop. Dear Butch is not okay. So do we need to no, we need to call in. Is Dear Butch popping smoke? Don T did it. It's Don's fault. Whatever it is, I did it. So there it is.
Where the hell is the link? Let me try it again, see if I can do it.
I did it. Hey,
you
Huck,
did?
how you doing, Lisa? Did what? I'm not sure what I did, but I did do it. I'm sure of that.
I got it.
Okay,
What
right
are we
on.
doing? Oh, yeah. Hey, Huck. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Smash. Yeah,
Zach said he's got some oozing out of his leg. That doesn't sound good.
I think that Zach's going to have to stop picking at his leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So has anybody seen Wiz this evening? Is he still alive?
I haven't. I presume.
Lisa, how are you, Lisa? Lisa.
Hey.
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Hey, guys. Oh, sorry, I haven't been around much.
Not many of us have that time of year. Seems like everybody gets busy.
No. The summer's been hell on me. I spent last weekend in the emergency room.
Oh, my God.
And I've been back and forth to the hospital. Yeah, my husband, he's not doing so good. Yeah,
Okay.
his blood pressure dropped. It was 95 over 50, and his pulse was 101. He had an infection in his lungs. I mean, yeah, it's like where the brachial tubes are. It was infected. He couldn't breathe. He hasn't been eating. And, yeah, so they admitted him. He was admitted, but he didn't get to a room. He's been sitting there. There was 14 people being admitted. And the emergency room was packed. He went by ambulance. I didn't get home till like 6 o'clock. I was barely sleeping. So trying to keep up around here. And I've been back and forth. So hopefully they release him tomorrow because I can't do this no more. I'm exhausted.
Well, I hope it works out.
I'm
sorry to hear that. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I just am so exhausted. I'm just fed up. But life goes on. I went out and I was like in my garden and I picked a bunch of more ripe tomatoes and I got some more peppers growing. So that just made me happy to come home and see some more red tomatoes fresh off the vine. So I made me some took some like tomatoes and used them and made a turkey, bacon, and sandwich. So with lettuce, it was good. So what's new, guys?
Not much. Working.
How you been, Don?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How you been doing health wise?
I am doing wonderful health wise. I'm lucky that I have a lovely wife that beats me into health submission.
No,
So
she is a wonderful person.
she is a wonderful person. Absolutely right. She
Tell her
makes
I
sure
asked about
that
it again. Lisa asked about it.
I will. Lisa asked about you. It's there. See, she's setting up. She's playing with a new toy tonight. So, but yeah,
I'm not getting into that Huckleberry. I'm not getting into that shit. I got enough shit going on in my life.
Ask Don about it. What do you want to ask Don about? So, I mean, if there's an issue, it's Don's fault. Okay, Don didn't appreciate Miriam knowing better than everybody else. She seems to think that she knows better. Well, I'm going to address it once, and I'm going to leave it alone, and I'm not going to argue about it. But I didn't appreciate her thinking that she knew better than everybody else what should and should not happen. And that's it.
I don't know.
That's all there is to it. And I'm not going to go any further into it.
Yeah.
But that said, I'm trying to be an adult about it. I'm trying real hard to be an adult about it.
Well, some people just need to drop it and go on and move on.
I'm not real good at that. But anyway. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your running back and forth to the hospital, but I can definitely relate to that.
Oh, this is an ongoing. It's year after year. It's like something goes on with him, and it's like, oh.
Well, I mean,
hopefully it gets better soon.
Have you thought about trading him in on two half price models? So he's what, 50 something? Maybe trade him in on 2 25-year-olds.
I feel like it was fun. No, I don't do younger.
Wifey says not worth it.
I'm not a cougar. I'm too old and I'm too tired. My body says.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Got to retrain him, she says. I love it.
Got to retrain him. Thanks for making me laugh, guys. You always do.
So, I've been I've been working on a solar array. I've been outdoors a lot recently, trying to dig holes. I've been digging 3-foot holes in the sand in the desert with my new hole digger. Trying not to spend too much time outside, so when the starts, I come back into the air conditioning.
You got to with this heat. Oh, man, it's freaking horrible. Here it sends like hell.
I did make a new video about it.
Oh, did you? I'm not even subscribed to your channel. I don't know it.
I have another channel called Adventure Dude.
Oh, Adventure Dude? I'll have to look it up.
Adventure Dude. Dun, 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 Adventure Dude. Anyway.
I have my own channel. I go off about all this crazy, stupid shit that people act. I'm like, now they want to ban Mount Rushmore, and now I heard they raided Trump's thing, and I'm like, doesn't this shit end? Doesn't it end? What the fuck's wrong with people?
I know. What happened? What happened to our world?
Exactly.
What happened to our world?
You know what happened to my world? Like, if you all want to be stupid on your own. If you want to be fucking miserable, be miserable on your own. But don't drag everybody else down with you because you're that fucking miserable and unhappy.
Amen.
Here, pack your fucking bags. We'll gladly pay a one-way ticket the fuck out of here, and you can go see if the grass is greener on the other side. And if you beg to come back, we can stick our middle fingers up and say, "Fuck you, you ain't coming back."
I completely agree with if you're miserable, don't make others miserable with you.
Yeah, why? Enjoy your life. And if it was up to me,
Somebody
I'd say
goofed.
fuck technology. I'd rather
That was my
video
mistake.
game.
Okay.
You know, I'm sorry. I
Help
expressed
me.
myself that somebody didn't like dealt with it.
Unban Kimmy, please. Unblock Kimmy.
Who blocked Kimmy?
That was me. Somebody
I-
unblock Kimmy.
Oh, you did by accident.
Jesus fucking Christ. That was me. My mistake. Help me out.
Canoe!
Where's Canoes when you need him? Popping smoke over here, brother.
He's man.
Well, the issue
Oh,
is that because that your action deleted all her posts, so I have nothing to click on.
I don't know. I'm just a mod. I don't think I could. It has to be the owner of the channel.
Yeah, the only one that could do it was Wiz. It would be Wiz.
Did you unban her? Unblock her? See, I got his
Fuck!
attention, all right. World go to hell. Yeah, if you're only a mod, you
Is
can't do
Platoon
nothing.
telling me to go to hell now?
No, he said the world go to hell. The world.
Okay. Dude, I don't know what to do here. I really do not know what to do. I am lost.
You might have to go to moderators, and
Well,
then you
I'm a
have to
mod.
look at them.
You're a mod. I'm an admin here. Fuck, I should be able to.
Yeah, you should be able to go in and look at your mods. You should be able to unblock your mod. Who the hell Suvi Van Venus was blocked? I don't know who that is.
Kimmy, I'm so sorry. I sincerely apologize.
Oh, you probably went to ban that other person and accidentally blocked her.
Didn't I just say that?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, I know. 2 sheets to the wind. Late. Hey, Zach.
fight for patriotism. Fight for Hello.
That's Zach. Yeah. My boy, Zach. My son, my patriot son. Not by blood, but I still call him my son. I adopt everybody. Only decent people.
Is the fight for patriotism Kimmy? Where's Kimmy
No.
at?
No, that's Zach. That's Zach. Zach
Smouse.
Smooth.
Okay.
Zach Smouse. Yeah.
Hey, Smouse.
Huck.
Canoes,
Where's Kim?
you're in a man. Why can't you do it?
I don't know. There's nothing to.
It's an owner thing. Only Wiz is going to be able to fix this.
Fuck.
I'm
Fuck.
calling Wiz real quick, see if he could come on to fix it real quick.
His laptop's down. He's not going to be able to do anything from his phone.
Oh,
Oh, wait, I figured it out. Okay, hold on. Go to the people that you blocked. Where'd he go?
It doesn't work like that on StreamYard, Lisa.
It doesn't?
No.
Shit. Yeah, if he goes to the administration page, he should be able to go and block people. Crap. I mean, if you add mods, okay, and you block a mod, it doesn't make sense because you should be able to pull up, go through everything, and you should be able to look who you blocked, and then you should be able to unblock them, the name.
No, the band guest list that's here on StreamYard on my end, and there's 4 people in it, and none of them are her. So it's an admin thing. Wiz will have to take care of it once he gets a laptop.
Yeah, he has to figure it out.
It was on the Sick Pat channel. Emerald said he won't be able to do it, but he's going to call Kimmy. Oh, okay, there she is.
She just popped up on the YouTube, so.
Sweet. She must have been able to do it. Hi, Kimmy.
Don said he's sorry, Kimmy.
Yeah, Don felt horrible. That was a misfire.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's when the chat goes fast and you can't click fast enough to get that person. You can accidentally, take out the other person above.
Oh, okay. Huckleberry's an admin, so she was able to do it from her point of view.
Okay.
Cool.
That's good.
Don, you're safe.
Get back here, Don. Where'd you go?
I'm guessing he's typing like crazy, trying to. If he's not listening, knowing Don, he's trying to figure out how to fix it.
Dawn, she's back. She's back. Alert, alert. So what's up, Canoes? How are you been and how you been feeling?
Been feeling like absolute shit.
Yeah. So what's the doctor saying?
I can't afford no fucking doctors.
You can't afford doctors. Sitting your job where you got hurt at, pay for it?
No.
Oh my God.
That place is under new ownership now.
Is it? Wow.
Yep.
So you basically are screwed.
Yep, I'm screwed. Because Ohio Bureau of Workers' Comp fucked my case up. So
wow. Oh my God.
I still have some time to get that squared out. Because they give you a year from the day of the accident to file a claim.
Yeah.
So
it's because these people were working from home. You have all these idiots that are too lazy, don't want to do their job, and they screw up everything, and then you got to get pissed off, and you got to tell them like it is. So get somebody that knows what the hell they're doing.
It's like, I filled out all the paperwork. Well, actually, the nurse did at the hospital. So the problem's either with, the hospital or the state, one of the two.
Miscommunication.
I answered all the questions and signed it and everything. So
a lot of
did my part.
Yeah. That's why you got to be on both their asses. What did you say? What did you do? What happened? I know you got to play this back and forth game with them. It's like you're playing ball back and forth. You're like tossing the ball like a ping pong ball. It's bullshit. I hope you get everything situated and stuff. I really do. Because I know stuff can be frustrating. Because I dealt with that back and forth shit until I snapped. I said, "Kid, one of you, please get your shit straight."
I'm pretty certain that 90% of the world is just going insane.
What's that?
I said I'm pretty sure that like 90% of the world is just pretty much going insane right now.
Oh yeah, they are. Definitely. Every time I go out, it's like I want to hide. It's like I'm like I want to scream at somebody, but I'm like I just crank my music. If you want to be an idiot, go ahead and be an idiot on your own. I just got to watch the road, look out for myself, and say, you want to crack your car and be on your phone, you go right ahead. I'll avoid you. I'll just go around you. Even in the store.
Yep.
You know, it's
Work,
like,
work,
I
work.
mean, it's frustrating after, like you're saying, excuse me 5 times. And these people look like, I swear to God, like fucking zombies. Total zombies. I feel like I'm in the zombie apocalypse right now.
Right.
And you get some real people out there, they'll sit there and talk. They'll stand there and talk, and we stand there away from somebody. Like we're not blocking aisles of the roads. We'll stand in a little area. But not everybody. They got their ass hanging out the aisle. They stand way out. And they'll stand there at a shelf and look, what the fuck do I want? Duh, what am I here for? Write a fucking list.
Oh, nice, Kimmy. Oh, you can send some of that rain this way, please. We need rain right now.
It's been raining a lot here, so that's why my garden is really taking off.
No, we're not. I mean, we're probably getting more than normal August, but we can definitely use some. July and August
I got so many
pretty dry.
tomatoes up my ass. I mean, I just pulled a lot of red ones off. I pulled one that started to turn red, but it was a big one. And what it was doing was weighting everything down. I had to tie up
All right.
that part to the stake. So I had like 3 things, and now I got to put another stake up. And these tomatoes are like freaking nuts. And I got some more peppers on the vine. I'm like happy. Yeah. Yeah, I had to stake the one green pepper because it was like a big pepper that was on it, and I had to tie it up and put the stake in and tie it up because that pepper was like weighting the whole plant down and pushing it to the side. I was like, "Oh, not having this." Yeah, this way I don't have to buy green peppers at a store. I went out and checked. I have like 2 peppers on each vine, so right now, and more budding, so it's just cool. I was supposed to do zucchini and green beans, but every one that I did, every little plant I started, they freaking died. As soon as I put them out in the sun, I did it like like sunlight in the house by the window. And I stuck it outside. The next thing you know, this thing went like crazy and just went. And so I said, "Fuck it," and threw it. I should have put it in the ground so it got used to everything. That's what I should have did, but I didn't.
It's Arkansas right now that's getting flooded. Arkansas is getting flooded right now, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Look like they're getting pretty bad.
I know if it rains a lot in my basement, if I don't like dig out like a drainage ditch on the side of my house, my basement gets flooded. Like right in my garage.
My backyard does. I get a lake in my backyard if we get too much rain too quick.
Yeah. Like if I have the backyard, they have like the front yard. There's 2 like apartments. There's one up front and mine's in the back. I mean, it sits off to the side. This was like built on, but mine like had this door and it rotted, and it had steps and it like would flow into the house. So I bitched when I have this person that comes in to help me clean, because I need extra help because of my pinched nerve in my back. We discovered the mold and the cracks in the door. I said, "Oh, no wonder my heating bill is so high." Well, called the lamp. I took pictures. sent them to the landlord. So he tore everything out, put a board, came back inside, did insulation. Don't you know the fucking thing is still leaking? So now I gotta take pictures again. I mean, it covered the steps. I mean, there's steps are no longer there, but there's still the water still seeps through underneath. He has to totally seal that off from outside. He has to totally seal it, or from inside, totally seal it. Or I'm gonna have, and the mold's starting to grow. So now I gotta get, ammonia and mix it with water, put my mask on, and go down there and spray everything. That's not good for me. That's not even good for him. But you gotta do what you gotta do until I can get the freak out of here. Get a place. I've been searching and searching, so yeah. But now rent's even gone up real high, so it's hard to find a place.
I definitely feel blessed. I own, so luckily no payments.
Well, I don't want to own a home because I dealt with that shit. And I had homeowners insurance before I met Tom. I had my own home. We
Nice.
had, the roof was fucked up. It damaged a lot of my shit, my dresser and everything. And my homeowner's insurance wouldn't pay for it. Really? I'm like, are you kidding me? That's what homeowner's insurance is for.
My roof is only a few years old, so hopefully we don't get any hail. Because I put shingles on it. I shouldn't have. I should have just gone metal. And we get some.
Even though you own the home, what's the sense of having homeowners insurance?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? With my ex-husband, I had the house with my ex-husband at the time when we were married, and he went up and tried to fix the roof. Whatever, still doing what it's doing, and the tiles were falling. I said, you know what? I'm fucking had it with this. I was like, this is crazy. I looked at the guy and said, you know what? Homeowners insurance is a fucking scam. Why tell people to buy homeowners insurance if it's not going to cover, like, if your roof collapses or it's leaking through and your tiles leaking through, it doesn't cover that. Water damage. Why have it? It's just a money-making scam. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I've got Farmers Mutual. They've been good to me. I can't complain too much.
Yeah. I don't know what company he got us through. I really don't.
Some of them are pretty rough. Some of them don't cover worth a darn.
Yeah.
They are. So I agree that a lot of them, they scam.
Not all, a majority of them are fucking scam artists.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I think the reason why they're harsh is because people fake shit.
Yeah.
That screw everybody else over. This is like an ongoing thing. Like people they'll scam and they'll do this. Like even with cars, they'll bury their cars, pretend they're stolen, and years later somebody digs them up.
Yep. It only takes one person to ruin it for the rest of us.
Exactly. My mother always said it, but she said it in other terminology, which I will not say. Yep. Which people would find offensive, but oh well. Or racist, but
I'd be lost without you, Kimmy. I'm glad you're.
yeah, I love Kimmy.
Yeah, Kimmy's a rock star.
I love all you guys. I missed you guys.
Yeah, you haven't been around for a while. It's good to see you.
No, I'm always busy, 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 busy. I'm constantly going. I'm like the Energizer Bunny that doesn't stop. You know, I have my cat to take care of. I have the home to take care of, and I'm constantly running. It's like taking care of him. I thought my nursing duties and home care duties would be good, and I can, then I'm tired from that shit. No, that didn't work out so good. Well, I'll be getting a break anyway, so everything will be starting back up. Physical therapy for him, home care. I'll be like, yay! I can relax. I can have some actual me time. Well, I'm having some actual me time right now because he's in the hospital.
Zach, right now, let me see. It cools down pretty quick here at night. So right now it's down to about, so I guess it's kind of warm tonight. So far it's down to 71 is all. We'll probably hit 65 by morning. Good thing about the high altitude.
Where are you at, saying about?
Colorado.
Oh, you're in Colorado. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, nice. That's a good thing about the high elevation is even if we hit 100 degrees, like today we're in the high 90s, we'll still cool down to, even into the 50s and 60s at night. So
no, it's been horrible here.
I've been down south,
It must be
like southern New
65
Mexico.
tonight, I think. So I shut my phone off. So I usually, it says rain coming, but I did shut my phone off because I try to save the battery. But I do check their daily and stuff. And when it's cool, that's when I try to go out and do laundry. But I won't have to do that anymore. So, because next Monday, the guy's coming to work on my washer. So, yeah.
Nice. I know I was down in southern New Mexico one year and we were doing some roofing and we decided to camp out. And that was the worst mistake I ever made. It still stays in the 80s at night. Could not sleep in the tent. It was so stinking hot.
I think when you age, when you're younger, you can handle it. But when you get older, it's like your body can't stand it. It's like, because you're well adjusted. You grew up with it as a kid. Your body got adjusted. Yeah. Like you're still up there when you get older. But when you get totally older, like in your 50s, it's like, nope, can't tolerate it no more. Nope. My body's totally changed. Say, nope, I can't do this. But I can do fall. Fine. Winter.
I know
I'm
a
like
lot of people here.
I've always been a cold popsicle.
A lot of people here move to warmer climates when they get older. They don't like out here on the plains. We can get some really cold temperatures real quick.
No, I like the different seasons, but lately our summer's been hell. So
right.
So, and our winters
Zach,
are hell.
Are you leaving?
Was
Good
Zach
night,
left?
Good night, Zen, dude.
Take care,
Good night,
buddy.
Zach. Love you.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of people for a while. Angela dropped in about a week or two ago.
Night platoon, I guess. Night.
And I hadn't seen Angela for probably a year before that. That was kind of cool to see her.
Who?
And I haven't seen Kay for a while either.
Okay, Lotus.
Yeah.
I think she was live the one time. She was out shooting pool. She's alive on that. Well, she's been busy with her little baby, her girl, her daughter.
Right. Right.
But she had gone out the one night shooting pool. She's alive. She was out shooting pool and.
Hey, Don.
Hey, you're back, my love.
I am back. It's it's that guy, and yeah, I'm back. I had
Welcome
to help the
back.
wife out, and I'm sorry. Stand
Well,
by.
Kim's
What's that,
back.
doll?
Kim's back.
No
So
patience,
welcome
Joe.
back.
Is that me? See, wifey says I have zero patience. She's right.
Oh,
He's that guy.
people.
He's that guy. Who are you not trusting anymore, Huck? Is that? I hope that's not me, but
Yeah, Huckleberry Cave. Okay.
anyway, let's see. I wanted to show off a little bit. Can I show off a little bit? You guys mind?
Go for it.
Go for it, he says. Okay. Let me see if I know what the fuck I'm doing here. I was going to show you my solar array progress.
Cool.
That's all. La 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 la. Fucking shit. Adventure dude, adventure dude. So you guys are a talkative bunch this evening, right?
I'm
Oh,
I'm
wow, is this thing
snacking.
even on? I mean,
Yeah.
fuck.
I'm snacking as you guys are chatting.
Oh, sandwich and neck, I see.
Bought some hot and spicy Cheez-Its, tearing into them.
Hot and spicy.
Yeah, I like those, but man, my stomach
know.
does not care for them at all.
Me too. I'll regret
General
it in the morning.
Yeah, oh
chicken.
yeah, I will. If I eat those like 5 hours later, like I have an appointment for 2 hours on
Yep.
the throne.
Have you guys ever eaten Chinese General Tso's chicken
Yeah,
at all? It's
yeah, I've had
spicy.
it.
But I the hospital had it. The hospital had it. And I went down and got some lunch while I was there.
Farm.
And that shit was spicy with rice and broccoli. I was sweating. Oh my God, I was just totally, it just hit me hard, bad. And I was like totally sick. I was like, oh.
Sounds like you
My
guys
husband
have the
was
problem I
laughing.
have. I love spicy food, but it
I
does
have
not love
IBS.
me.
No, I was diagnosed with IBS. Now some things don't sit well with me. And it just like really took a toll on me. It was like, oh.
I,
Never
on the other
again.
hand, have a cast iron stomach.
Never again.
You can do. I can eat anything, and anything else on top of that.
The problem is I can eat hot wings, really hot, and it doesn't bother me. But that General Tso's is like, oh, I guess it was the syrup. It's like, no, can't have
I
it.
can just graze through General Tso's chicken.
Looking at the solar panels, please mind the. This is the solar shed with the inverters and batteries and things. Please mind the mess. We're not even a year in here yet, and I'm still organizing this shed. And yeah, I'll clean it up. But been cutting rebar today. Cutting this rebar. The people that constructed the house left me a big old fat piece of rebar here that I am going to utilize to its fullest here on these posts. As a matter of fact, you can see what I'm going to do the rebar with, what I'm going to do with it. Drilling holes, putting rebar in there so that when I put that end of the post in the hole, then the concrete catches and I have a place to anchor to. But these are 1, 2, 3 pieces of 4x4 treated that I have prepped to go into one, where's the red one? 2, 3 holes. And basically I'm going to have a solar awning on this side of the place. I'll put these 4x4s up here. And then I'll stretch, I've got some 2x4 joist hangers that I'll put on the side of the building there. And then I'll run 2x10 2x4s to the joist hangers. And then use bolts and tie downs to put 3 solar panels deep for 3 and 3 and 3. So 9 and 9 of 18. I should be able to put 18 up there. But anyway. And I also wanted to bring you up to speed on the project here on the other solar panel mount projects, because I have actually completed all of my posts. You can see there, the posts are all dug 3 foot deep. So those are actually 8-foot posts. So they're 3 foot deep, and they also have rebar across them and things like that. So I'll get plenty of grip when I pour concrete into the base of each one of these holes, which is fine. Very soon I will be going to the Home Depot and getting the concrete. I made a boo-boo here. I went out and bought 10 60-pound bags of Quikrete, only to have it rain on me last week. So I've got 10 60-pound bricks that I need to do something with, probably take to the garbage before I go back and get 10 more bags. Anyway, let's see. That's the lumber. That right there is the lumber. That's the treated that I will use for the cross membrane pieces here. So if you can see what I'm doing, and I've been trying to explain this since the beginning, I have bolts here. You see, this is the center post in 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And so this array will attach to this part of the post, to the right side of the post, and the other array will attach to the left side of the post here. But with that said, each of the arrays will have a 2x6 attached right here. That's 8 foot long, and it'll be balanced. And then on this end right here, there'll be 12-foot sections that tie this end together, and the same thing on that end. And then I'll put steel across it to put the solar panels on. Anyway, and then it will tilt this side, that side, because that's directly east. So I'll track it from the sun, from when the sun comes up, which is actually quite early. And then I'll get full power across the full sky, track it over here, and then across at night, it'll go back. And I'm running all of that with a Raspberry Pi, which is actually pretty cool. Let's see, what else? There's the 12-foot 2x6s. There's the 8-foot 2x6s, both treated. There's the 10-foot 2x4s that are going to go in the joists across here. Oh, and there's my post hole digger. Oh my God, is that thing cool? Just the coolest thing in the world. Anyway, that's it from the homestead, from the solar farm, from the solar mining farm. Let's see. That's all I can think of. Thank you for your time. Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.
That a little gasser post hole digger?
No gas, electric.
Oh, it's cordless. Nice.
No, it's electric, not cordless. It's not battery operated. It's fucking electric.
Like through the car or through the house? I've never seen one plug in through the house or
Plug
through an
into the
outlet.
house. Yeah,
I'll be darned.
120 volts. It has more torque than the 50cc or 100cc jobs.
Oh yeah. Well, and actually, I have that discussion with people all the time, trying to convince them that electric motors actually have more torque.
Yep.
Than a gas or the
More
equal
torque,
size.
cheaper, easier to get extensions and things for everything else. But I'm sorry to bore you guys with solar. I know everybody says, "Oh well, we'll just talk about solar and then it'll be boring." So I'll just stop talking about solar. But I wanted to show that off. It's available if anybody else wants to go see it, and that's it. I'll shut up. Oh, Kimmy, and I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Look at my eyeball here. Really, I'm so sorry, Kimmy. I apologize profusely. That's all. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program, already in progress. It's 10 minutes after the hour. In 10 more minutes, we'll call an official fire in the bowl because I know Huck likes to hear me sing live.
I haven't been doing anything that interesting. I've just been hauling cement, putting metal roofing on.
Dude, you got to be working. You got to be working.
Yep. Especially
I got
now.
a couple deals at work that are serious pains in my asses, but that's work, and I don't even like that. I don't even like work anymore. I'd rather be building solar panels, solar arrays. I'd rather be putting together Bitcoin mining farms. I'd rather be doing wireless directional. Apparently, there's a bunch of places out here that don't have no internet, and they would love to have 10 or 20 megs of internet. Anyway, I'm putting together a network. That's all.
Nice.
I do networks for fun and profit.
My fun is working on old I've got some old like runic things that are like found in Minnesota and stuff like that. I don't have the tablets themselves, but I've got the prints of the tablets. I think it's fun deciphering them through the runic alphabet and actually the Phoenician alphabet, which ironically, the Phoenician alphabet is almost identical to the runic alphabet, which a lot of people now believe the runic alphabet is derived from the Phoenician alphabet. Interesting fact also, early Phoenicians were redheads with green eyes, and there's a lot of blondes too with blue eyes. Did I bore everybody?
No, actually, that sounds quite interesting. I have questions.
Okay.
So, my understanding, and it's limited and limited. It's really limited. Phoenician, I know Phoenician. They're the Middle Eastern. Let me see, Phoenicians. I think around 0 BC, around 500 BC, around 500 AD, something like that. Phoenicians.
Mm-hmm.
And runic, I always thought that runic was more towards the northern.
Yep.
I always associated runic with Viking.
It is. It's Viking
so tell
and
me
Germanic.
Then how are we getting that whole? How you get and Germanic? How you getting that whole similarity between the Phoenician and the runic? Go ahead.
Yeah, if you look at them, they're really close. I mean, you've got the three cross
What's
cross.
there? I mean, their languages, their
No,
spelling, their what? What is
not
close?
the pronunciation. It's a spelling. It's the alphabet itself. So if you look at the alphabet, pronunciation is way different. But the interesting thing about it, and it also goes back to the sea people. The sea people came around, invaded a lot, and the belief is they invaded everything around, but they didn't take the Phoenician cities. They were unable to take the Phoenician cities, but everything around them they kind of conquered and intermingled with and everything. And the Phoenicians are thought to be some of well, actually not even thought. I think it's pretty much they determined they were Israeli, like, in the Judah groups of Judah and stuff like. Oh, who'd I lose?
Canoes was
Canoe.
bagging it, but he was bagging it whether you were boring or not boring. So it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
All right. I'll take care of Canoe. And it's interesting because not really Germanic, but if you look at the redhead, green eyes, and everything, and Celts, the Celts of Europe have always kind of been an interesting phenomenon because there was really, there's really no explanation where they came from. They just all of a sudden appeared, but they're very similar to the Phoenicians. So now people are believing that the Phoenicians might have been the predecessors of the Celts. Celts had similar alphabetic skills passed on to the Vikings. It's kind of an interesting intertwined thing to where it's all about how the human species moved.
And it is.
Moved
You're
throughout.
right. You are absolutely right. And I was recently watching a couple months back, actually, genetic maps and the flow of people over time. So basically, where our genomes, because we're made of multiple genomes, started, migrated to along a timeline kind of thing, yada yada yada. And then more recently, I was watching a thing about Britain and how the island and how Britain was made, basically, and how Great Britain was made specifically. And it talked about how the Scots were made, because the Scots came from a way earlier bunch of people, and how the Celts were made. And I thought that was extremely interesting, in so much as the Celts and the Scots were derived from a warring Germanic slant Viking tribes that were warring against that were literally that had literally taken over Scotland, and the Scots, the Vikings did, and there was a war. There was a back and forth between an English and the Vikings to take over Scotland, and that went on for hundreds of years, and so anyway.
No, I agree. Oh, take care, Lisa. No, not to me. I find this stuff interesting. This is the type of stuff I like.
I think it's interesting. Exactly.
Yep. And the cool thing about it, and I know what you're talking about, it was even before the Danes came into Lower England that the Scots were fighting with Vikings from, I believe they say they were probably Finnish Vikings from the north coming.
Might have been.
Down.
Yep. So there was a whole bunch of mix of that in literally how the UK was made. And that's just the story of the Scots. There's the Welsh, there's the Irish, and literally what they're all made up of different lineages of different literally different genetic lineages of peoples across
Right.
different time zones.
And in the Welsh areas, I believe they even have Roman DNA in a lot of
They
the
do.
bloodlines.
They do. A lot. And Roman was fucking, I mean, Hadrian's Wall, baby. That's all. That's all I got to say.
Mhm.
On one side, you got nothing but, Romans raping, pillaging. Imagine how much genetic seed they left hanging around in, on the good side of the wall. Just
Oh God,
saying,
yeah.
brother.
For the hundreds of years that they were there, I mean, generations
Exactly.
upon generations. Yep. Yep.
So
And
you
it's
know
well
some of that good
documented
Roman. Yep.
that they had, children that were outside of their marriages with, local women and stuff like that. So that's well documented.
We populate the local women. That's what we do. That's our job, right? Has been
It's
for
definitely
thousands of
interesting.
years.
I know one thing I was reading, the people in the England portion, not the Welsh portion or the Scottish portion, but like the English portion, most of them actually are more attributed to Danish bloodline than they are to English or British, Celtish type bloodlines.
Night, Huck. Sleep well, girl. Lisa, take care of yourself. Free sick Pat.
But yeah, it's definitely, that stuff's interesting to me. And then you
I like it too.
you just get into some of that, and it and I won't get religious, but even the religious aspects, I mean, you go and even like into the Knights Templar and everything, and you find out that they had serious influences of the Phoenicians from the Phoenicians when they were over in that area. And it's there's a lot of stuff that ties in that's kind of mind boggling.
I believe that as we peoples now, this current time frame, are digging up dirt in Greece and Gobekli Tepe, and I can't pronounce that. They're going back. The Sumerians were just 5,000 years before Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And that was even a recent find. Even say 10 years ago, the Sumerians were hip to be square, right? Now we're talking about the 12,000-year-old Turks, and Ottomans and various and sundry other grazers that had formed a civilization way before the 5,000-year-old civilizations that we thought were the first civilizations. Now learning we're not.
Yep.
So
history has changed on a yearly basis, I think.
Stop already. Go get another bottle. Ah, okay.
But yeah, it's interesting how history right now, the more they're digging, like you say, it's changing year to year on what we're learning.
What we know, what we're assuming, our theories, everything is dynamic right now. Everything.
Right.
Everything in the dirt. I mean, they've just found a second kind of type of Gobekli Tepe. 10,000 years old pile of rocks in the dirt that's got, somebody carving out some shit on some rocks. Cool stuff. Great stuff. And we need, highly intellectual, low grade, lowbrow idiots to pour over that stuff for 10 years and write theses on it. We do.
Yeah. Yep.
That said, it's going to be dynamic. I mean, think of it. And I want you to think of it in the terms of, let's just say that people were living 12,000 years ago. There was a you and there was a me 12,000 BC. That means that 14,000 years ago there was a you and there was a me. Which means that's fucking old. That's within the last 5 years, that's new shit. because previous to that, it was 5,000 years was the top of the hit, right?
And we've had this conversation before too. Everybody
We
always
had
settles at coastlines. Imagine the coastlines where they were 12,000 years ago. And that's
absolutely,
why I'm curious what is under the water in all these
and
places.
there's a lot under the water that we don't know about, and they're finding now in the Mediterranean that very thing
Oh yeah.
because it's so shallow. Because before 400 feet of water came, there would have been substantial, and they're finding temples, they're finding statues, they're finding roads that were literally built between Tunis, Tunisia, and Sicily, across the water. So
Well, and the
amazing
amazing
stuff.
thing is, the amazing thing is most of the Mediterranean Sea that we know of now would have been land. England would
Yep,
have been connected to Europe. Um, um,
they've already got a thing for that called Doggerland.
yep,
Did you know that?
yep, yep,
So that
yep.
land
Actually,
that previously had connected England and mainland Europe,
yep,
France, I think it was, across the channel, that plateau, they're now finding had civilizations in it.
yep. And they've got underwater
And
excavations going on right now.
which I think are cool. So
Yep,
yeah, we need more info.
no, I agree. It's well, and it's just like you think about some of that, and then the land masses as they're down, and a civilization's that old, and everybody talks about, well, like a lot of the prior people come in, they're proving now that people came to America well before they thought they did, and they're actually even proving that European, like ancient Europeans, came to the eastern part of the U.S. while the Indochina people were coming over before that became the Native Americans over the strait coming across by Alaska. So at the same time, there was people coming across from Europe and everything. They believe on an ice sheet that would stretch the whole distance across. But they're proving it through DNA. If you look at the swamp cadavers that they found in Florida, it shows European DNA, and it actually predates the by several thousand years the journey that the Indo-China or Indo-Asian, whatever, Indo-Chinese, the northern Chinese, when they came across through Alaska and became the Native Americans. Even before them, it's I don't know. The dynamics are interesting. I think the world was probably more sparsely or more known than what we give early people credit for.
I agree with you there, but that's kind of where I stop. I really don't believe that there's shit that we still don't know about from the ancient people. But I'm not sure that I would call being able to melt a core out of a rock advanced science. You know what
Now
I'm
that
saying?
type of stuff, that type of stuff I don't know about. There's no definitive proof. With the DNA testing of Europeans making it over here, though, it's good to have some of that proof that more than what we thought was here. And I think now, I think it's kind of accepted that we know the Vikings made it to North America before Columbus. I think that's pretty well accepted around the world, isn't it?
In my brain, it is anyway. Yeah.
Right. They may
There's
not have
been
made it
enough.
to where the United States.
Right. There's been enough evidence of them landing in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia
Right.
and upper Maine and places like that, to say that they were there clearly before Uncle Columbus.
Yeah. Like a couple hundred years before. Yeah.
Oh yeah. A couple hundred, maybe even 1,000 years before. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah. What about? I don't know.
Let me share this and
Hey,
try
Emerald,
this.
airships. Or you mean like Atlantis? Which actually, speaking of Doggerland, to the west of England, there would have been an island at those times too, which is interesting. Not saying it was Atlantis, but some people say it was. My bad. Go ahead and play that.
See, this is the kind of shit I could sit and watch for days, weeks.
That's migration patterns.
Yep. Map shows how humans migrated across the globe.
Oh, I tell you what is an amazing group, the Samoans. The what they accomplished in basically rowboats is amazing. The distances they covered, and I think the Samoans actually probably possibly originated around Easter Island when it was still connected to South America, and they went out from there. Oh, right on, Emerald. The Manas. Yep. The Vonamanas are a hard one to explain scientifically. Now, my religious side, it's easy to explain. Oh, cool.
See, 12,000 years ago, agricultural revolution begins. I disagree with that. I think that putting your finger on something like that is wrong. I believe that the agriculture probably started closer to 25,000 years ago, and we only now are finding out about 12,000-year-old shit. My opinion, though, just my humble opinion.
Right. Right. Yeah. And Emerald, it is interesting how a lot of the religions design similar aspects of things similar to what we as Christians call the manas. But right, I think it's dangerous when they put an exact time on it, because I think that stuff slowly progressed.
By 60,000 years ago, our ancestors were on the move, and their expansions started to have staying power.
I do question, I still question the evolution theory though. Darwin's evolution theory. I don't think it's accurate at all.
1 kilometer a year.
I mean, we all evolve, of course.
How so?
I still believe the fact that in the theory of evolution, everything evolves as evolves together. And the fact that there are still ape creatures that did not evolve with us, they would have either devolved into something else or evolved. So either we were halfway in between and they did evolve, but I don't think we came, directly from. I mean, we're cousins, of course, because we're built from the same earth, but
I
we're
actually agree with
also
you on that.
okay.
I'm halfway believe that Darwin's theory of evolution is a working theory, and it works, and it's good, and we can see proof of it all over the world, in various lineages, and I believe it applies to us, but not the way that I don't believe that apes are our cousins. Maybe you're absolutely right, and that's kind of where I agree with you. I don't believe that we have evolved from them. We evolved from something else. We've already proven that there were
Any non-African ancestors
dozens,
is
literally,
probably descended
of
from
DNA
tribes
lineages of human
within a few thousand years.
like
Climatic conditions
things.
Ancestor.
became drier.
Yeah.
And
And
The
we've evolved from
Denisovians.
all of
making
them.
it harder
Okay.
to turn back.
Yep.
That said,
The
I don't see
unsettled
how we
tribes
can pin
and
that on
their
an ape.
descendants followed a coastal route
I
eastward
just
to
don't.
Asia.
So I'm with you on
I,
Present-day
that one.
Malaysia
yeah.
within a few millennia.
I don't understand. And in my opinion, it proves itself
Little
wrong in its
Hope,
own
Homo
description.
erectus, along the way.
Yeah, well, and this is what I was trying to get to earlier. So you've got human beings that are 14,000 years old. Think how dumb we were, and think how smart we are. Now I want you to see how long have we been collecting the history and the information that we 1,000 years tops. People have been writing shit down, right?
Yeah,
2,000
couple. Yeah,
tops,
couple.
couple thousand years. In other words, we're new to this explorer kind of thing. We're youngsters. We're just getting our groove on. We're just figuring out that we can see shit. I mean, Hubble was wonderful. It allowed us to expand our horizons. James Webb Telescope will be also wonderful and allow us to learn new things. But we're just scratching the surface. We haven't
Oh,
even been doing serious space exploration for 100 years now.
look what we learned just by flying past Pluto at a million miles an hour or whatever it was, several 100,000 miles an hour or a second,
You're
whatever it
absolutely
was.
right.
Insane.
And we're
I mean,
just getting our groove on doing that. We're just
completely.
learning.
Yep, completely different than we thought. Plus, we found out that its moon is almost the same size as Pluto, and they work on a tidally locked rotation, and they're basically twin planets that spin. They don't really they spin around an axis that's basically between the two almost, and they just kind of whip each other around. And even though they have day and night, it works differently because they're tidally locked to each other. So they don't really spin themselves. It's interesting. Plus, it's rocky, icy, water ice on there, which is interesting.
Neanderthals, 35 as soon as 35,000 years ago, Neanderthals were still here. 25,000 years ago. Right? Where'd they go? They just kind of was bred into the population is where they went. And we can see Neanderthals fucking DNA in everybody's DNA now. Everybody's.
Oh yeah,
Which I think is wonderful. My
and we
point here
actually
is
have
this. We're new at this. We're
mm,
we're just getting our legs under us. Honestly.
we
We're
have
new
unaccountable
at
DNA too that we don't know, we don't understand yet.
so, but luckily we got smart people working on this.
Mm,
And we have the internet. And when the smart people have some ideas, they'll let us know on the internet. And we'll point to them and laugh and tell them how stupid they are.
mm, mm,
That's what we do. That's our job.
right, right.
That said, dude, I agree with you 100%.
It's just the the missing link, you know. I mean, you've seen the charts, the Darwinian charts and everything. The missing link that all of a sudden it hops from, I think it's like a division above apes, and then all of a sudden there's a missing link, and then it goes to Neanderthal, and then beyond from there and everything. That missing link, I think, should prove to them that also it's a flawed theory, a good theory, but a flawed theory, because like we say, we all evolve. It's proof that everything evolves, but just that and the timeline, I don't think it's
We can see
possible.
a lot of proof of evolution. We
Oh
can.
yeah,
We can
yeah,
see proof of evolution in us.
yeah,
How our genes started in Africa and how they migrated and bred with the Denisovians and the Neanderthals and this and the that and the this and the that,
yeah.
or didn't. As I understand, there are some a dozen genomes, Homo sapien or Homo-like genomes
that they can't
in,
define yet.
well, they're in Malaysia, Indonesia, those islands in there, and they're stuck. They're pure. They were never bred with anything else. And
Oh,
so
nice.
even today, those genomes, those pockets of genomes are still very pure,
Yeah.
which is cool because that means there's just so many more of us, so many different types. And so those pockets of genomes evolved from the peoples in Africa because we know that the peoples came out of Africa across there and went to Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand. That's how they got there. That's where your
Yeah.
Polynesians started to populate. I have a friend that's Polynesian.
Nice.
He lives in New Zealand right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Australia too. Yep.
Works for Cisco. Smart guy.
Nice. And I tell you what, I think the Polynesians were amazing seafarers. No more. I mean, they didn't have large sail ships. They, had 5 or 6 guys in a
Wizard.
rowboat.
What else are we
Yep.
supposed to see, Wizard? Can you guys see this? Yes. But remember, Wizard, we never talk to chat. That's our number one failure. We talk on the panel. We don't talk to chat.
I think whether we're ready for space stuff or not, we need to start seeking, because I think I really do believe that we need to become a multi-planet species for survival's sake.
Okay. I personally think if we're going to get wiped out, then it's going to be instant, and we're not even going to know it's coming.
Oh, I agree with that. But I think if we want our species to live on,
I'd love for our species to live on, but we're not there yet, and getting there ain't looking real good. I mean,
we kind of shoot
Elon's
ourselves in the
trying to go to Mars, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk just wants to get the hell out of here.
Well, I'm trying to help him out $105 at a time per month. That's what Starlink
Did you get
is.
the
You know
Skylink?
that, right? Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I put my name on the reservation thing or whatever. I haven't heard back yet to try to get it, where you go on their site, fill out your information, then they're supposed to get back to you. I haven't heard back yet.
So the trick is I'm sorry, hold on. The trick is to enter your location information to some place that you know, A, they have service, and B, they're trying to, that it's not a populated area, because they're trying real hard not to give people, say in downtown LA,
right,
a set of service that, say, somebody out in the desert 100 miles outside of LA is trying to get. They're trying to save the service or the services, the slots for people that need them. So I was lucky. I had a fucking location that was in smack dab in the middle of the desert.
And so, luckily where I'm at, it's a very, very sparsely populated area. I'm in the blue in definitive coverage. So
great.
Yeah.
There's Wiz. Oh, well, Huck's still here then. See, she tells us she's leaving, and then she lurks around over there. And
she can't get enough of us.
I know. We love her, though. You know that. She puts up with our shit so much. I don't understand why she does. I would not. But that's me. I guess that's the difference between me and her.
Have you ever looked much into some of the like the Michigan rune stones that they found and stuff like that?
Nah, none of that. But none of that stuff bothers me. It interests me. I mean, I'm okay with the fact that the Vikings got here way before Columbus, and how much, how many artifacts they left. That's the only question, is how many. There's no question that there is artifacts here for that. Just like
Yep.
there's no question that the Italian guy came. So they got their set of artifacts. It's only now that we understand that the Vikings dropped in. We know in Labrador, I've seen the places. I've been to Newfoundland and seen the places. I've read about the
Yep.
places in Nova Scotia, and I know those places. Remember, I'm married to a Canadian from the Maritimes, and I've spent a lot of ship time up there, literally. So that said, I get it where all of those places are that the Vikings have landed, and it's cool as shit. And there's no doubt that they were there before Chris, the Columbus guy,
Yep.
or anybody else.
See, I'm obsessed with puzzles, so I like patterns. So anything I can look at that other people are, like with the different runes, and even being able to toss in some of the Phoenician runes with it, because sometimes, like with the Templars and everything, I don't believe it was just runic. I believe that they kind of came up with their own thing with the Phoenician alphabet and the runic alphabet. So I play around with that stuff, and I don't know. I'm just obsessed with that type of stuff. I enjoy the
Okay.
trying
Okay.
to wrap your brain around it, understand what they're
I
trying to say.
get you. I understand. I don't have a granular obsession at this point in the program. Most of my learning that I'm trying to do around these things is 50 to 100,000 foot level, if you know what I mean.
Right,
Big, generic, trying to scoop up large swaths of time, effort, history in one spot and how it relates to other shit. That's all.
right, right.
Um, on top,
And I'm
as far as granular thinking is concerned, granular thinking, I got plenty of granular thinking in my day to day. I really do.
right.
So that's all. I'll shut up.
I'm that guy that'll look for the little code breaking puzzles they got all over online that you could play around with. I'm that
Yeah,
guy. I like those. I think they're
that's cool.
and I think they keep you sharp too. I think they, just the whole thing that the brain is a muscle. Work it
And I
out.
agree with
Type
that
of,
100%. Hasn't that been kind of like scientifically proven out that the more you use your brain, the longer it's going to be good, and
right.
the less, I'm not saying completely zero, but the less I might be susceptible to Alzheimer's, um,
Yep.
or any of those other degenerative kinds of
Yep.
things where, I walk around in my underwear in traffic. I'm not looking forward to that. I really don't want to do that.
Yep. Well, I know
So,
my my mom. She's closing in on 80, and she's sharp as a whip.
that's
And
where I want to be, right there. Exactly.
yep, she does things like Sudoku constantly, all sorts of different things. So yeah, and I think that's why she's as sharp as she is. She claims she's not, but she is. And I think if you have the ability to assess it and think that you're not, then you're most likely pretty sharp still.
Wiz, you're 7,000 years behind the curve, brother. The Sumerians were about 5,000 years old, but aren't those boys in Turkey in the Anatolian hills, Göbekli Tepe? Isn't somebody playing around with rock carvings there? And they're 12,000 years old. So I think we need to push our understanding of rock carving back another 7,000 years. But that's just my humble opinion, brother. Feel free to jump on up here and give us what you think. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Sumerian was Sanskrit, right? And the new one is one that they're still trying to decipher.
Okay. Sumerian was the what I thought was cuneiform Sumerian was when they had those little reeds cut up real sharp and they were pushing it into and they had their own alphabet and they were doing everything in a day. They were logging everything.
Right. Yep.
And that is where I believe we learned or what we consider now to be the first printed language. Is that correct? That we're reading?
With the clay tablets, I believe so.
Clay
But I
tablets, cuneiform, exactly. Yes.
but I do know there's also some of the it's not like a written on tablet type of thing, but there are some carvings in places that I think could be older that they don't have enough to really decipher a language out of in
Are they
different
from? Where
places.
are they from? Where different places
Uh,
around the Middle East or
I
okay.
know, yes, I know some of the places they talk about like are in Iraq, and they're like, of course, older than like the
There is
Babylonians,
some old shit.
stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yep. Also in Persia that we can't get a hold of, or in
Yeah,
what's now Iran
yep.
that we can't get a hold of. No, dude, you're absolutely right. There's a bunch of old stuff there. I still put the, I'm gonna go with Göbekli Tepe, being 12,000 BC. And my theory on this, you want to hear what I have to say? My
Go for it.
theory on Göbekli Tepe is really simple. 12,000 years ago, they buried this thing because they saw the 400 foot of flood coming. And they thought it was going to reach them where they were in the Anatolian foothills. So they buried their shit. And you'll notice they didn't just bury it under a little bit of dirt. They put some pretty heavy rocks on it. And they
Oh
put even heavier rocks even deeper down into it, right?
yeah. Right.
So it's just me, just my theory.
What would give more reason behind it? Because I don't buy into the time capsule theory where they wanted it to be. A lot of people think they wanted it to be a storage of knowledge. I don't.
No. They just
Yeah.
they were just trying to protect their shit. My opinion. And they were seeing the floods because the floods were the 13,000-year-old. So they're people that and 12,000-year-old is too sharp of a mark for us. I know we've been able to do some carbon dating there, and I know that we have that 12,000 mark, but I know that they also have some stuff before that that's in the 13 and 14,000-year-old marks that are in Göbekli Tepe. With that said, we do know that the last big ice age flood deal floppy was 13.5, right? So tell me all of those dates are not in, they're not pretty close. They are.
Take care
Night
of.
Hook. Take care of yourself.
I I actually I think that sounds like a good analysis about the bearing. What do you think? Why do you think they didn't go back? Do you think they were invaded? Do you think where they went from there, maybe they weren't welcome and kind of obliterated a bit, weren't able to go back, or
They were not able to go back. They were not, for some reason or another, they were not able to go back. They were either succumbed to the flood in some form or another, or war, famine, could have been a billion things back then. I mean, again, I got a theory. My theory says that the universe wants you dead. So back then, there were so many more things that wanted you dead than they were, just today.
it's kind of funny. Actually, you brought that up. I tell my nephews that all the time, and nieces and nephews. It's like, be happy for every day because there's a billion things in this universe that could wipe us out at any time. So enjoy every day.
Exactly. Because again, if the universe has its way, you will be dead.
Mm-hmm.
rocks falling on you, big rocks, not just falling from little rocks here, but falling from the fucking sky. I mean,
oh yeah,
people die
when
every year from.
when you look at the universe as a whole, it's more about destruction and tearing apart than it is about building. Things find a way to build within the calamity that is the universe, or not calamity, the rush hour, the hurt, everything flying around. Things find a way to build out of it, but the universe as a whole is more destructive than anything. It's always tearing
Oh,
stuff apart.
absolutely. It is. It tears everything apart. Um, but but I mean, I try to project my person, my being, my time frame into this world that we live in. And we don't just live in a world or on a planet, but our planet evolves or exists in a solar system, which exists in a galaxy, which exists in the universe. And so if you look at sheer size and numbers and things like that, um, the numbers say that we're not alone. But again, I want to point out to you that we've only been looking around now for 50 to 100 years, and we're newbies at this shit.
I
So,
actually concur with pretty much everything you just said. Mathematically, it's not only implausible, it's impossible that we're the only life. Now, I'm not saying it's intelligent life that's visiting us, but it could be a plant or a bug. But there's other stuff out there. There's got to be. I mean, with the expanse that is covered, there's got to be something else out there. Now, the curious thing is, you think about suns that are millions of years older. Well, if they've got a Goldilocks planet, and that's for us, for a different, you know, non-carbon based structure of life, it could be the Goldilocks zone could be completely different. But if you look at just like say our Goldilocks zone with the amount of planets that could be out there on a sun that's millions of years older, so if life was created millions of years, the possibility of them being exponentially more advanced than us is possible. But I haven't seen what a lot of people have seen. So I don't believe in the whole that we're being visited.
yeah, I don't either. But I also don't believe that I do believe that you're gonna end up finding life to be rare, particularly, and I keep going back to our time. You have to remember that our universe is so much older than our world. Our world is what, 4 billion years old, our universe. Our solar system, roughly 4 billion years. Is that what we're hearing? Um, but our galaxy's 13 billion years. And now we're already knowing that we're seeing stuff out there that's in the 30 to 90 billion year old kind of shit.
It, even
So
within our even within our galaxy, we're relatively young.
I want to point out that, our Earth is young, and even within our Earth, our being,
Yeah,
humans, we've only been doing this for 100, what they say, 142. If you're really liberal, 200,000 years. We've been walking upright, and 200,000 years. Big picture, dude, that is tiny, infinitesimally small amount of time.
not even a blip. Our entire existence will only be a blip, and that's from the time we began walking upright or whatever were created till the time we're done. Could
90
be a
billion
million
years
years. Could
old.
be,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
and we would still be a blip.
Still a blip, exactly, in the big fucking scheme of things.
Hey,
So,
Reagan.
what's up, Ragged? We're on kind of late tonight, ain't we?
See, I don't. I think as a whole, it is going to be rare. I don't think every solar system is going to have life. I think that, but as a whole, even if point 0.001% of solar systems have life, when you look at everything as a whole, that's going to be a lot.
Exactly. I mean, even it's kind of like internet numbers. Even if you've got 0.0000001% of the populace as customers, you're still making 59 billion dollars a year doing it.
Right.
So my point is, you're absolutely right. I just want to say time again is a very important
Right.
metric here. There could be planets out there that are just starting where just something is crawling out of the primordial ooze at this point in the program, or the first two cells have split in a warm pool on a fucking, or whatever. However, that life is begins, or however that DNA comes together, or however those people, or however that happens and begins, and then takes another 4 billion years to evolve to something like you and me. Okay,
Yeah.
that may be starting somewhere else right now. That's cool. But
Yeah.
time is very important, a very important metrics around that. And people tend to forget that.
I I think
Everything's in today world. Well,
yeah.
no.
I think planets that we do find are going to be like basically like what Earth would have been pre-human. I
Oh my
think
God.
maybe some
Yeah, yeah,
animals.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think we're going to get that. I think we're probably going to get something closer to the primordial ooze, or, two amoeba
Yeah.
splitting or something like that. But okay.
I think we might find some with some plant life, with bacteria, with maybe insects, stuff like that. Now, on the other side of that, I'm not going to be super surprised if we come across the planet with some type of being. It's not going to be like, oh, that's impossible, because the possibility's there. But I don't think we're going to find that. You and I won't see it. We just won't.
I agree with that. I also think that when we find it, it will make us redefine what life is, what we think life is, what you and me. In other words, at this point in the program, you and I have no clue about what we're about to stumble upon. That's what I think.
And that's true.
And when
I
we
do.
find it, it will change how we think.
It will. And
Drastically.
and I know a lot of people are talking about, well, if we do find it, it would destroy religion. And the thing that baffles me is that confuses me, because God is everywhere. Not to get religious on you, but in me, I think it more stabilizes the religion, because God is everywhere. If He created us, He could create other things. He created everything. So I don't see how that would destroy religion.
Religion is what you want it to be. I'm
Right.
like and this is just my opinion. It's kind of like beauty, eye of the beholder. It's a personal thing.
I
Your
completely agree.
religion is going to be whatever you think it is, and you alone will decide what that is. Even when you're faced with new and cataclysmically different information, you will be the arbiter of what your new stance on, or even continued stance on your current theologic and theologian path will be. And I know that sounds like a load of horse shit, but it will change people. sent troops to Russia to help Putin. When did that happen? And
I didn't hear that.
North Korea has sent troops to Russia to help Putin. I heard that, and I also heard that that was a very large load of disinformation. But I don't want to
Plus,
tell Ragged how to run his intel operation.
well, one thing that even if they did, I don't think it would make a massive impact because the weaponry the Ukraine is getting from us right now is so far advanced, and Russia barely has enough weaponry for their own guys they're sending in, so they could not give any to North Koreans coming over. So North Koreans are going to have North Korean 50 style weapons that probably aren't going to do too well.
There are no North Koreans.
Yeah, I don't.
That is a large disinformation program.
Yep.
Actually, it's a small disinformation program run by the Russian FSB.
Now, if this is,
yeah, we did, Wiz. Don't bring it up again, please, because it's pissing us off.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
Have
a wonderful
that is
night.
definitely
Thank you.
the
Come
massive
again.
worldwide news. Yeah,
That's
that
the
is
fucking headline right there. You're right.
Yeah.
Trump got radio by the FBI. Is that fake as well? No, he got
that's apparently
raided.
legit.
Mar-a-Lago got raided, but he was in New York.
Still his personal residence. That
Still
is
his personal residence. Yeah.
Insanely unconstitutional.
There's so much law that's going to have to be there should be fucking I would fire the whole lot of them, every goddamn one of them. I'd have them all up in front of Congress for 8 hours a day for the rest of their goddamn careers trying to explain to it. They'd be explaining to the fucking janitor, as far as I'm concerned. Here, explain it to the janitor for the 89th millionth time. Oh no, I don't want to do. Yeah, you're gonna do that. That's your job.
And none of this. Oh, I was following orders. Crap.
Ragged Coin, your anchor man. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ragged Coin. Sorry, I was just getting that that whole news jingle thing going on. Dun, dun, important music coming in. Dun, dun, dun. And then what's that guy's name? Ron, what's his name? Ron Cleveland or something, that old time news anchor.
Oh.
What's his, who I'm talking about, the funny guy.
Yeah.
The movies. What's the name?
Crap.
Ragged Anchorman. Yeah. Ron, anyway, I'll forget about it.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. It just completely went out of the head. Yeah, and mind you, when a lot of people were wanting Trump to, have his DOJ and FBI just go start arresting people, I was one of the proponents saying that no, there's a legal process they have to go to. They can't just go raiding houses and breaking
you gotta
in.
Stop with that legal process horseshit. You got to stop.
And then they did it to us.
Nice, exactly. They've weaponized the DOJ. Now I'm pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Ragged, what do you think? They've weaponized the DOJ. What do we do from here?
Damn it, Emerald! You had to bring
Back
that
to
up.
You, Ragged. Back to you, Ragged.
That is, God, that's so frustrating. I'm stunned about that.
I am. I've been reading it everywhere. I've tried to grab every little detail that I possibly could.
Yeah. And you said the Senate did an emergency session?
No, I did not say that. I said that there were conservatives in the Senate discussing
steps to take,
how we were going to address this with the Department of Justice. Yes. Because this is not just an FBI thing. This is a DOJ thing.
Well, here's the kicker.
I'm sure fucking, what's his name there? Arlo Guthrie, the Attorney General,
Oh yeah.
that packy, rag-headed piece of shit, had something to do with it.
Well,
But see, now you're getting me all pissed off. So the more we talk about
Friday,
this, the more pissed off I am. Go
it,
ahead.
I just got one thing to say and then I'll drop it. Friday, Trump was going to make a big announcement. I think that's why they're pushing it through so quickly and stunning so many people trying to do it, because once he declares his candidacy, they wouldn't be able to even look at him twice and everything. So now they're breaking the law even to go after him.
You're absolutely right, are doing everything humanly possible to stop him from running in November or any other time in the future.
He needs to come out
Trying.
tomorrow and say, I'm running for president, because then he's a candidate and then he's untouchable until after the election's over. And anything they have done or would be even worse if he gets elected, because they officially broke the law because they knew he was possibly a candidate. God, that's worse than Whitewater, man. Anyways, yep, I promised I'll change the subject. So, see from Mars. I think it's too many fake tans. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen girls use that fake tan stuff before, and they get pretty orange. I don't even know what that is. Ragged, your speak is confusing.
Yeah, what is that, Ragged?
Satsuma. Satsuma.
What is that?
God, that's weird for even you, Ragged.
English for something? What is that, English for salsa or some shit like that? Fucking, is that English for kebab or what? Come on, Ragged, inquiring minds want to know, brother.
So, when it comes down to I'm going to jump back to the Phoenicians real quick. When it comes down to the Phoenicians, there's a possibility of either A, the Phoenicians were the sea people and they actually integrated into that area, or B, the sea people weren't able to take the Phoenician land but settled everything around them, invaded and settled. Those sea peoples of I believe it was 12 or 1300 BC, that's an interesting anomaly in history too, because you hear about it. The Greeks wrote about it. The Turks wrote about it. The Egyptians wrote about it. Everybody all wrote about it. They were all harassed from the seas by the sea peoples. And ironically, the Egyptians usually, they didn't actually like going seaborne or out to sea very far. They liked going on the river or staying close to the coast. If it was long shipments, they used to hire out to like different nations and stuff to have stuff hauled. So having sea peoples attack them would have been, there's a good reason why they wrote about it so much, because that was a big deal to them. I'm trying to change the subject.
Where did the sea people come from?
Now, that is an interesting thing too, because some people think it was the Minoans. Other people, I mean, there's some people that believe it was Germanic people that pre-Viking age that came down or that were somewhere and then came through. I don't buy into that. The Minoan makes sense because around that time the their civilization would have been destroyed by volcanic activity roughly around that time. I believe it was 50 years too late, but they could have gone somewhere else and then reestablished and gone out there. But beyond that, I mean, there's some people that believe it was people from the Orient coming through. But the descriptions of the sea people, they were larger in stature than most of the Egyptians or the Greeks and stuff like that, like quite a bit larger in stature. So it really wouldn't have been Oriental nations, I don't think. Possibly like a Samoan type, but the area is just not right for the Samoan type. They were going north and they were going west. They wouldn't have gone, or east from that point. They wouldn't have gone west. And Samoans would have been way too late.
My humble opinion.
Mhm.
I don't really believe that there were Atlanteans. I'm not sure that Atlantis is a place that we don't already know about, that somebody else is just calling a different name. I really don't believe it. I don't believe in Atlantis. I don't believe it was an advanced place or set of places or beings or anything else.
I agree.
As far as sea people is concerned, we got a lot of evidence that the Vikings have done a lot more shit. Like, for instance, did you know it was the Vikings that were the original Russians and Ukrainians and those types of peoples up there? It was Vikings that literally sailed up into the Baltic and then up into those Don rivers and those Volga rivers and founded St. Petersburg and Moscow and these big places on these big rivers. Vikings.
Where were you when I was having this argument months ago in Aaron's chat? And everybody was there was people. It was when a lot of this Ukrainian stuff first started happening. They're talking about this land has always been Russia's. It's like, no, they were actually Germanic people that settled a lot of these lands first.
Yep.
And man,
well, they were a mix of those Vikings and the Germanic peoples and some other local horde kind of things, but
Slavs.
It was the Vikings that actually turned them into groups of people because they sailed up the river and landed on these rivers to create these new population bases. Moscow, St. Petersburg, Leningrad, those kinds of places.
And a lot of it stemmed from the Prussian Empire, which was actually Germanic people and mixed with Slavic people. And yep, exactly what you're talking about.
So that same premise, and again, this is just my theory exploding out here. But that whole Doggerland, I think, was probably driven and ruled by a bunch of Vikings. Given that we already know that the Vikings were a big part of how literally the entire of Britain and the UK was put together. In other words, the Vikings were part of the Welsh, they're part of the Scots, they're part of the Northern Irish, they're part of the Britons that were there before the year of 1000 AD. They're part of the Britons that were there before, the Romans were there. So the Vikings, in my opinion, if you're talking sea people, that's who you should be talking about, is the Vikings. The only question is, how deep did they come around Spain and Portugal and in through the Straits of Gibraltar to have their way with the people, the soft underbelly of the Mediterranean peoples, the Romans, the North Africans, anyway, go ahead. That's just
around 700 or 800 AD. They made it they even visited Egypt to do trading and stuff like that. The timelines is because the sea peoples were 1300 BC, but it could have been a precursor of what we know as the Vikings. At this time, at 1300 BC, I mean, there would have been just beginning settlements of the Germanic people throughout, which, they're where the Vikings, if they were settling somewhere, they may have been small farmers, because they were farmers up until, God, I can't remember. Basically, they were farmers up until 600-ish, 700-ish, somewhere around there. My timeline could be wrong, AD. And then they started moving more towards the raiding and pillaging and everything, because the weather for generations wasn't cooperating for the farming. That's an interesting thing. But the 1300 BC, that's why it kind of interests me, the fact that the Phoenicians were known to have reddish and blondish hair and lighter colored eyes. In some literature, they talk about it.
Didn't they call him Eric the Red?
Which one?
Eric the Red. Big old red-haired Viking with blue eyes.
Yeah, Vikings were definitely known for having red hair or blonde hair. Yep. Actually, a lot of the Scandinavians are born with red hair and then acquire blonde hair later in life. Not many are born blonde.
Well, like I said, zooming back out from all of this granularity, I believe that we're just beginning to scratch the surface on all that shit. And I believe that our anchorman Ragged needs to jump up here and talk to us about the Saxons, because he's hit the nail on the head there. But again, zooming back out, we're just scratching the surface on this. We're just learning. We're just figuring this out. And again, we stand on the shoulders of giants. For a couple of 100 years, smart people before us have tried to figure this shit out and done a pretty good job.
And really,
they've allowed you and me to be pretty smart.
Yeah. And really,
they've
a lot of it is
you and me to
guesswork.
be pretty smart.
And so much of our history right now is guesswork, because really, until the Greeks, nothing was written down enough in context to be understood beyond hieroglyphics, to be understood easily. Before the Greeks, there really wasn't much of a historical context to what they were writing. So there's, and the Vikings didn't keep a whole lot of records of anything. So the timelines there, a lot of them are guesses. And a lot of those guesses are based on their grand stories that they handed down and told. So
no, they're finding now there were a bunch of writings about the people that had their villages pillaged and plundered and raped, and had their fathers murdered and shit like that by the Vikings when they came up the rivers and started populating these new areas and taking over these new lands. Apparently, the peoples that were already there wrote about it a lot.
And and that I agree with. The monasteries, actually, where reading and writing was common ground in a monastery, they actually kept pretty accurate records of the raids and the people. So it's just the Vikings
don't even get me
themselves.
started on the church. Come on now. The church has fucked us over so hard for the last 2,000 years. I really don't know why people still stand up for it. I really don't.
I don't. Actually, I believe in religion. I've been pretty firm about that church is not religion. Church is a business. And
and
I wasn't in any way defending them.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But a lot of people will never make the distinction. Most people will never
Right.
make the distinction, and
No, they
that's
won't,
okay,
and
I
that
guess.
scares me. I don't think it is okay because I think too many people think the church is the religion, and that's scary to me because it gives too much power to people.
Here's why it's okay for me. That makes those people stupider than me. And whenever people are less intelligent than me, then I win. Why?
Right.
Because I can run faster, I can act smarter, and I can be operationally faster than the rest of the herd, which means I die last. Do you know what I'm saying? It's that whole Darwin thing there.
You
If I'm
won't be led
smarter,
in this.
faster, yeah, I won't be the number one guy going up in the snare, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yep. And
As long
the
as there's
Vatican,
somebody in the herd that's dumber than me, then I'm good.
the Vatican has hiding a lot of history. I do truly believe the Vatican, and there's royal libraries too that have a lot of information that on different texts and stuff like that were uncovered at certain times. And I truly believe that the Templars found a lot of text from early civilizations that would have explained a lot of this history that are in the Vatican catacombs, their libraries, that claim they were opened up to the public on reservation, but yet nobody can get that reservation to go in there. And this is coming from a guy that, from the outside looking in, I would be Catholic because I was raised Catholic. And so I guess I'd be Catholic, but I believe religion is not the church. Religion is a one-on-one thing, an individual relationship with God, not a group relationship. But I agree, Ragged. The Vatican, I think, is hiding a lot of secrets.
I agree with that. There's it not only hiding, but the things that they're not hiding, I feel that they're somewhat distorting.
Yeah.
The history that has been, kept quote unquote solemn and pure by the Vatican Church or the Vatican or the Catholic Church for these thousands of years since Constantinople has been tainted, has been thrown into question,
Yep. And I think every
has been
church
abused.
actually, yeah. Yep.
My humble opinion.
Yep.
Outright deception. Absolutely.
It's kind of funny because even going back to the Templars, that a lot of people say the Templars were the first ones to be destroyed by fake news. Because the spreaders of the fake news, the ones that controlled the news, were the Vatican at the time, and were the monarchies. And the French king and the Pope went after the Templars and just destroyed their reputation. And may not have lied about everything, but they definitely warped everything to make it sound worse.
Oh no, they lied about most of it. And
Oh yeah,
it was all about the money. And it was all about the French getting their money back, getting paid because they had fucking spent all their money. So they needed
funniest
money. They
the
wanted the
funniest thing
Templars'
is,
money.
yep, the funniest part is when Louis took the Templar places, he never found any money. That's the irony that just kind of makes it amusing. He went through all that, but he also gave them enough time, and they had enough loyalty through locals that they knew something was coming down, and they had enough time. What was it? 7 ships that just disappeared out of the harbor, plus not to mention all of them going different directions. I mean, out of nearly what some people believe to be 6,000 Templars at the time, only 300 were captured.
Yep. Tells us our history is bullshit. Now you're right. You're absolutely right. Control the
Oh,
religion. See, I kind of believe what what's his name said, the Russian dictator Khrushchev, I think it was, or Stalin, that religion is the opiate of the masses. I kind of think that. but that's just my humble opinion.
And I think I think it depends. I think if the person is strong enough to come up with their own opinions and stand or own interpretation and stand by that interpretation, I think it's okay. I think if they try to alter their interpretation to blend in, then I would agree with that. That's why I think the groups being told what to think is dangerous. I think coming up with your own interpretation and standing by that interpretation, I think, is safe.
That's the only way you can do it. That's what the Bible tells you to do.
Yep.
Stand on your own 2 feet. Use these rules as guidelines for your life. And you do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's a reason why monarchies and religious institutions, churches, all churches throughout history have forbade common people to learn how to read, because a lot of that is they didn't want them having the knowledge or having their own interpretation of different things, not just, religion, different things. They wanted to be able to tell them what it was.
And that's the thing. They want you to practice your fealty to them. In other words, if you're going to be run with their herd, then you have to believe what they believe. And
Right.
I'm just not that guy. Sorry. I've
Yeah.
seen enough of those herds to have my own belief.
Right.
And it
Right.
doesn't match what anybody else is saying right now. So I'm good, but I'm good with that. It's my thing. I'm all right.
Yep. Oh, dude,
Just kind of don't bother me.
Well,
I'm
sure you've seen, I'm sure you've seen some of my fights with people in here. It's not really fights. I talk and they insult, but a lot of people throughout these chats, when I start talking about my beliefs and they attack me for not being a good Christian, and I tell them, well, actually, I think I'm a better Christian than what you are, because I think I have a better understanding of it. So, what it's supposed to be, but that's my opinion. Ragged, I think he's a good businessman. I think he's got a strong business sense. And I'm not sure.
He's an outstanding engineer. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know about his religion or anything, but I know he's an outstanding engineer. And I mean, let's face it, he's got some pretty bleeding edge companies under his belt. Starlink, he's shooting for Mars, Tesla, those kinds of things. He's pretty wealthy, if not the most wealthy. So is he successful? My guess is yeah. I generally tend to gravitate towards successful people. So I like him.
Yep.
Plus, I'm a Starlink fan. Dude, he did amazing stuff with Starlink. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. One thing I do wish people would quit doing is saying that he invented Tesla, the Tesla cars, because it was actually two different people. He bought into Tesla after he sold PayPal, or what PayPal became, and because he wrote the software for PayPal. He created that with his brother. They sold that for a couple billion, I believe. Then they bought into Tesla, and this whole myth about him stealing the company out from under. The people that created Tesla got hundreds of millions of dollars from the government under Obama to produce electric cars, and they just kind of pissed it away. He bought into the stock, bought controlling stock, and with less than what they were giving, created it into the company it is now. So that's something. He took a business that was in the process of failing after being given uber amounts of money by the government, by us, and he took it and made it into something pretty outstanding. So I'd say that's good on his part. As a person, I don't know him. I don't, never met the guy. But as a businessman, I'd say he's pretty darn shrewd.
I would say that I'm more like him than not like him. I like him. You're right. He's a smart guy.
Yeah. Oh, take care, Wiz. Yeah. I can't condemn somebody for being a shrewd businessman.
Nope. Shrewd businessman, good engineer. You're right. He didn't invent Tesla. He did invent Starlink, and he's got some pretty awesome contracts with the U.S. government for hauling space shit.
And
He
let's
makes a
not
shit
forget
ton of money to do that.
right. And let's not forget he was a trailblazer in the online banking, in the software for online banking. He was one of the trailblazers for it.
So, I mean, my thoughts, I like him. I forget, what was the question? What do we think of
What do we
Elon
think
Musk?
of? Yeah.
Ragged doesn't trust him. There's a lot of people I don't trust.
Yeah. When I enter
I
into
trust him more than I trust anybody else in government. How about that?
Yeah.
Like, what, you trust Biden more than you trust Musk? Come on. How about this? You trust Boris? You trust Boris more than you trust Elon?
And
because I don't.
Here's the tricky thing that anytime, and Don, I think you'll agree with me on this. You enter into negotiations with somebody, you don't trust the other side to do what's the best in the best interest for you. They're going to do what's in the best interest for them and the people that work for them. They're not going to, when you go in, you don't trust them in that way. You trust them to
nothing
be
to do with this.
right. Right.
Trust them
Business is
to not want you what you want. Your job is to get what you want out of it.
Yep.
People are people are herd though. Herd mentality. And I hate that. I really do.
I think people need to have an opportunity to operate their own business, and then they would more understand that how a lot of that works and how it is cutthroat. And you got to be, because you got to look at it like it's not just you. If you go out and be the give everybody the best deal all the time and stuff like that, you're not going to make it. And people that rely on you are going to starve.
There are people out there. There are people out there that could not, should not, and will not ever hold a business. And are vehemently opposed to you holding a business.
Right.
They believe that you should give them everything that they need. And just because they have feelings, and you should be nice to them because they have feelings. And those people are not going to change. It's not like they're going to temper their thing one day and say, well, no, you don't have to give me where your shit is. No, those people have been around my entire life. And the more affluent we get as a country, the more those people proliferate.
Right.
And I fucking hate them.
Yep.
They have no idea what it means to work to get what they want. To save, to desire, to
I don't
have
know
a
how
big
they do
dream. I don't get it either. I don't understand it.
I cannot, just like the people that do well with, clocking in and burning time and stuff like that, just doing and that's cool. That's awesome. I'm glad there's people that enjoy that. But at the same time, the hunger that I have to create something for myself and a legacy type of thing, I guess, I don't understand how people can settle.
Well, look at it like this. There's 100 people, and you're number 95. And that number 95 is a grade, of which 100 is the best possible grade and 1 is the worst possible grade.
Right.
You are number 95. In order for you to be number 95, there has to be a number 94.
Oh, I got you.
Further that position, there has to be a number 93. Further that position, there has to be a number 92. In other words, there has to be in this ranking, in this setup, the way it works is there's going to be 94 people that are worse than you at something. I call it more stupid than you, less advanced than you. Call it whatever you want to call it. Okay, have less drive, have a smaller car, a smaller penis. I don't know. Call it again, whatever you want to call it. But you're number 95 and they're not. My point is real simple. For you to be number 95, there has to be 94 other people out there that are not you.
I got
you. See where I'm going with this?
Yep, I do. I do. And
I don't want to say there has to be 94 stupid people out there. Because, well, there's stupid people listening, I'm sure. But
right. And and actually and mundane jobs aren't done by just, I've met some super intelligent people that love clocking in, doing just enough that they have to, and then clocking out and just doing they don't strive to get higher in the company.
What do they do when they get home? Do they have any extracurricular activities? Because I bet they do. I bet they do something on the side that drives them more than their employment. Remember, and the way it should be is employment is simply that which funds the rest of your life.
Right.
And it's in the US, that's true. Some of us are lucky enough to absolutely enjoy what we do on a day-to-day basis. We're enthralled with it. We want to be better at it. We want to be good at it. We meet with our colleagues to try to hone our skills, and we test, we certify, we do this, we do that. We continue we try to be the best that we can at what we do professionally.
Right.
Others don't. Others, their profession is just that which feeds their life. For instance, they may be a dock worker that likes to go ATVing, and his whole thing is, loading up his toy hauler with his ATVs and his kids, and dragging him and the wife and the big old, 2,500 or 3,500 pickup, whatever that is, dually. And the fifth wheel with the ATVs and the toys out to the sand dune, to the beach, to the mountains, pick one. That's his thing. So his job simply funds that. I know those people. Great people. Love them.
Yep. And that's cool. I mean, because it leads to them doing something they enjoy. So
the beauty part is, in this country, we're so blessed that you can literally have all of that possibility. In other words, you can be that guy, or you can be the you guy, or you can be the me guy. And all of these are measured successfully. In other words, everybody's happy. They're doing well at what they need. Their kids are going to college. They have plenty of food and, insurance and gas. And do you understand what I'm saying? They're living pretty well because of this quote unquote whatever position they've done. They're somewhat successful. It's not real. I don't say they got a lot of money, but I'm saying what they got, they make do really well, and the world treats them good.
Right.
They sit
I'll
there
be honest,
24/7 on the computers. Waste of life. Get out there more and enjoy the world. You're right. You're absolutely right, Ragged. But again, it's we are blessed with the fact that we live in a country that allows us those possibilities. That's all.
And I'll admit that my outlook is definitely obviously not the greatest because I've lost my ass before. I've seen highs, I've seen lows, and stuff like that. So I mean, but I just keep going for it. Doing different things. But real quick, I'm gonna go to Ragged's the 80s electric car. I can do you one better. Thomas Edison created an electric car, and actually that led to the electric trolleys that were used in San Francisco and places like that. Anyways,
Ragged knows a lot of this shit. Why is he not up here with us?
yeah, he never
Does
has
he have
come up
some
with
kind of, disfigured face or something like that? Is he like Elephant Man, where they have to hang a shit off of his face, or hang a? Mom, wife says I should not be so crude. Okay.
I think it's that Cockney accent. I don't think we'd understand him. He always says that if he talked to us, that we'd never understand what he was saying. He's got a
Yeah.
seriously strong British accent, I guess.
Okay. So I have a seriously strong Trump accent. So what? I mean,
Not from Earth.
I'm joking. I'm not from Earth. Okay. So what? You think you're really that weird? You think you're that weird? You think the rest of us are not as weird?
Have you
Come
not
on.
been listening?
Have you exactly? Have you not been? Okay, whatever. I ain't gonna beat it to death. That's fine. But trust me, you ain't all that. So don't flatter yourself.
We were talking about, some of the mundane jobs, and a lot of the mundane jobs, let's face it, are going to be replaced by automation. A lot of them are already automation. I've done work installing automation. I was hired through companies to help set up an automation line. Um, I've always liked automation, had a knack for it, helping, during a construction job that I did that turned into me giving my input. They hired me, and it snowballed from there, how everything works. And I've actually worked with companies. I always tell everybody that automation is coming, whether you like it or not. The trick is to find the happy medium, because for the U.S. to compete with low cost labor, if we really want things made in the U.S. again, there's got to be some automation implied there, because we would get annihilated in the cost front, in the what we would have to charge for certain products, with the competing with low labor. And people aren't going to continuously buying. It'd be nice if they continuously bought made in America, even if it was higher, but it can be a little higher, but if it's too much higher, they're still going to be buy the Chinese stuff.
Well, you think the Chinese ain't automating already?
Oh, they are.
So look at me, look me square in the eye and tell me 50% of every job you've ever done is not labor. Right?
Yep.
It's just like that across the board, not just in construction, not just in heavy industry, but in everything. Literally everything in business, half of it's labor.
Yep.
And so half of it can be automated. The other half's already automated, or the other half's cost of goods or finance or cost of money or something like that. But 50% of everything everyone ever does is labor. That's why you have a consistent business push across the entire spectrum of business for automation. They're always trying to take the labor out of it. The labor is the biggest risk. It's the biggest cost. It's just the problem.
My circular saws are a form of automation. My electric circular saws are a form of automation. They're I'm not
right.
sitting there
They are
cranking back and forth. So I mean, it's a betterment every time some of that stuff comes up. because automation
is.
takes care of like you say, the mundane and the dangerous jobs.
Well, I'm telling you that automated trucks are coming. I'll be the
Oh, yeah.
first to, if they're already on the road, whether we like them or not. Okay, they're in a parking lot, maybe they're working on a big lot that's just hauling trailer A from B to C, right? For, times a day. Robots, automated big rig trucks are doing these today. You're already hearing about these automated white Freightliner says that they just put their half a billionth mile on one of their trucks, electric driverless trucks. Half a billion miles they've put on trucks so far. Where did they put it on those? On what trucks? Where? Clearly, some of them were on the road, some of them are on test tracks, some of them are this, some of them are that, but that's going to continue. It's and eventually they will replace truck drivers. The regulatory is not going to be as hard of a leap as the public perception.
Public needs to get rid of that perception, though, because right now we're at such a low amount of truck drivers, and so many baby boomers are retiring from truck drivers, and not enough millennials and stuff like that are getting CDLs to drive truck.
Hence the push to automate driving trucks. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. And driving truck is one of those mundane jobs. It is boring. I'm not a huge fan of driving truck. I deliver cement because now things like that, you're not going to be able to automate. Local deliveries, there's things because, there's an aspect of the person has to get out, interact with the people, and do different jobs there specific to each thing, even like deliveries. UPS, well, deliveries are different because drones. I don't know.
Dude, drones are going to change deliveries the way you and my and I'm gonna own 2 or 3 of the businesses that do that.
Yeah,
I'm already eyeballing drones, DIYs, $10,000 drones, $50,000 drones that have enough both payload, distance, and other characteristics to get a delivery action done. In other words, if I could go to Walmart and say I can deliver all of your shit faster than your Uber guys can do it, they're going to want a piece of that. They will. I can assure you. And every other little mom and pop joint, if I can deliver for a flat fee in my drone for 50 pounds, if I can deliver 50 pounds of Walmart within the city of Pahrump, just to the people within the city of Pahrump, then I'm going to be in there, or at least pretty close to it.
I'll tell you this much: as soon as they get a viable material to run through the extrusion machines that they've created for printing homes, there's at least 50 to 60% of construction jobs that will also be automated.
Didn't they already do that? I swear I saw I saw them print homes, or maybe it was just home components.
No,
but they were printing the bricks and the mortar.
The basic structure they're able to print, and they've got to use either cement or clay or a combination of both. Right now the trick is they're trying to find something that is more stable to be stacked up, doesn't have to have time to set or dry, that they can just kind of keep going as printing. So right now it's the material that they're working on. They've got the machines to do it, though.
They've already got robots that will lay brick and do it flawlessly.
Yep.
You got to set it up against a wall, and it only pays dividends when it's a pretty big wall. But yes, they've already got a robot that'll go back and forth and lay the brick and put the mortar in there squish the mortar, put the brick in, line it up, jig it up, and they got that. That's, I
Yep.
think, an
And
interim step.
with different structures, like say dome structures, they're able to actually print them all the way through to the roof. They can do
I
the
saw
roof.
that. You got it
Yep.
like one of those big old swing arms that looks like one of those standalone cranes.
Yep.
That is squirting mud out the end of it. That's
Right.
pretty cool.
And it's like a giant CNC style printer.
Yep.
Is what it is. Everything. So everything is so perfectly accurate. Yeah. And once they get a material that they are happy with, I'm telling you, there goes at 50% of your job, if not a little bit more, is framing and sheeting a house. And that's going to be gone. So it's going to be finished work, installing doors, windows, plumbing, stuff like that. And actually, they're right now with the plumbing. I don't know about the electrical. I haven't seen anything electrical, but the plumbing, as they're printing some of these, it's inserting joints of plumbing.
Well, that's not even a reach because plumbing is now PEX. It's not even the PVC that it used to be.
Yep.
So it's not copper. They're just inserting pieces of PEX. You're right.
It's pretty amazing. And
so, I mean,
I'd say 30 years, carpenters are going to be, custom finish work, that are custom interiors on finish work and stuff.
Yep. It's changing, but
it is.
It should change.
Mm-hmm.
It should evolve. It should grow. That's what makes us us, right?
That's, yeah. Well, we're natural explorers. So if we don't have space to explore, we're going to explore ideas. I mean, that's where all it comes down to. Humans are explorers. Without exploration, we'd be bored. So since we've already explored everything here, of course, we're moving out to space now. But plus, there's ideas to explore, how to better humanity, this and that. And that's a type of exploring too. And people are going to really look into that too. My opinion.
It's a good opinion, I think. Let's see what Ragged says. Airships. Fuck. That's old school. Oh, fuck. I guess I can eat that.
Were those weren't filled with helium. What were those filled with? Argon?
Wasn't there a whole evolution about what those were filled with?
Yeah. Crap. And I can't remember what it was. It was a lighter thing, of course, it had to be, but it wasn't helium. Because the production of helium would have been too insane to fill one of them with helium, but I can't remember what they filled it with. I know the Germans really liked them. U.S. played with them a while and then had a disaster or two, so kind of got rid of them.
That's what happens with us. We're pussies.
Yeah.
Little disaster, and then we just fucking stop.
Yep.
Only explored 15% of the oceans. Yeah, I believe
That's
that.
a good point.
There's a whole shitload of ocean we need to look at.
Pressure is our problem there.
Well, they got some pretty cool drones. They're doing some fucking awesome drone underwater work. And they're doing a lot of mapping with drones underwater mapping.
Yep. I actually was looking at boosters or thrusters today. I want to build myself a small version of it for looking at underwater caves and some of the lakes around here and stuff like that, especially in the mountains with the really clear lakes, just kind of, just looking around and be able to go through some of the little underwater caves and caverns, see what's in it.
I have to re-tackle my RV solar problem. I need to get some panels on the top of my RV.
Have you looked into those flexible ones?
Oh, those were the first ones I bought. I bought
Okay.
4 100-watt flexible solar panels, and they work pretty well. But the flexible thing means that gluing them down is difficult.
I got you.
You have to glue the whole thing down. And my plan, my want, my desire to put solar panels on the roof involves double-sided tape. And the flexible panels are not conducive to double-sided tape. That's the analysis and conclusion that I came to.
I got you.
So I need more wattage. I have bigger panels. The only question is how many of them can I put on the top of the RV? I have 250-watt panels that are awesome, but they're 65 inches by 39 inches. So the question is, how and where can I fit them on the top of the RV? That's the big question. Then the other big question is, what is my new inverter going to do? Because I need an inverter. Who do I talk to about inverters? I need to find, the inverter store or Weeby Inverters or somebody that I can call and say, I need to replace this inverter. It's a 750-watt inverter with a 5,000-watt inverter, and I need to wire it this way and blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, just go here. Look at this. This is cool. We can do that. We can do this. I can sell you the inverter. We can do the installation for you, blah, 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 blah. So I need that guy. I haven't found
See,
him.
luckily, I've got a friend that installs like generators, like backup generators, that knows all that stuff that I can talk
I need to know your friend. I really do. I mean, and listen, I have a degree in electrical engineering, so I really do understand this shit. But when you start switching large loads like that, I don't
Right.
have those skills. I do not have those skills like that. That's a fucking electrician, and that's a very specific skill set that I need to have. I
I
ain't got it.
admittedly am lost with that. Yeah, I admittedly am very lost with that. Ragged, I actually disagree with the Antarctica comment. With the LIDAR and the tools that all of our governments have at their disposal, I think Antarctica has been mapped. Why they haven't, a lot of it hasn't been made public, I couldn't tell you. But
so then, what do you with that answer? Then, what do you think about the recent discovery of what we're theorizing to be a massive comet indentation? What's the word I'm looking for?
crater?
A mass crater, exactly. A massive comet crater there in Antarctica, half under and half not under the ice sheet.
I think like anything.
That was just recent. I mean, that thing's less than a year old. That discovery is less than a year old.
Yeah, I really think that since science has become political, that if anything's going to change what we believe now, even in the slightest way, I think they're reluctant on releasing anything. So I just
okay.
I think,
all right.
In my honest opinion, I think we've talked about prior civilizations and stuff like that. I think there's a chance they're going to find some sort of, whether it's, pre-civilized bones or remains or whatever, they're going to find something down there. Because at one time, Antarctica was the whole world was basically a tropic or subtropic place. So, I mean, at one time, Antarctica was not covered with ice.
Yeah, you're right.
And now Now timelines, going back to your statement on timelines, that's important, because if there was not any humanoids around at that time, then no, there wouldn't be. But I really do think the human species goes back way further than what they believe. I don't think we're necessarily walking around with dinosaurs per se, but I think it goes back a lot further.
So you think in excess of 200,000? Past 200,000? I'm yawning.
I'd say that there's a possibility. I couldn't say for sure what my opinion is there. I mean, it's possible. I don't,
Okay.
but I really do think that we were advanced at one time, not to the point we are now, but I think there's been rises and falls. And I mean, it's proven it's already happened. You got Mesopotamia, you got Rome, you got, there's been rises and falls. We've risen to a point and then we've fallen into dark ages. We've risen to a point, we've fallen into dark ages. And I think that there's been some prior civilizations that have even gone beyond Rome, not to our levels as advanced as we are now. I don't believe necessarily, or not in the same way, but I believe it goes back a lot further.
Okay. I actually agree with your rise and fall analogy 100%, particularly over the span of time.
Yep.
And you're right, the timelines are important. But, well, we have not managed to solve any world peace this evening, and we did not manage to get fucking Ragged Coin up on the panel again this evening. Jesus.
Right.
Excuse me.
I don't know about you guys, but I should crash.
Yeah, I'm same. Let's go ahead and bring this thing down.
Right on. Well,
Humans started in Africa. Yeah, but they finished in British in the UK. Humans stopped. That was it. That was the end of the line. Fucking when the UK at the UK, that was it. It was over. See?
I'm a secret.
All your fault. Are you the missing link that we've been looking for these many years?
If he's the missing link, we're all screwed. Yeah, we're all screwed.
Well, dude, we've been all screwed since the jump. Okay, we've been all screwed since the very beginning. I thought you knew that. Taking the piss. All right. And on the taking the piss note, we're going to close her up.
Right on. Take care, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Have a good one, guys.
Later, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Had a wonderful time.